Good evening, folks. This is really early. This is the most talked about spiritual UFO talk show on social media. It's only a little after 10 o'clock, and this is CmdrAleon, your host of Encounters. That's right. You say, whoa, he's on it a little after 10 in the evening on the East Coast. Normally we start at 11 o'clock, but we're going to be on tonight with part two-part series of Ashtar Command Q&A. Now, tonight, we will have April on for the second part. I was on for the first part. Cliff, good evening, brother. Good evening, Jordan, Derek, everybody coming in there. And man, I went out of body a lot late this afternoon. I was like out of body, probably doing mission work, and I was taken right out. That happened to me a little bit yesterday. I was taken out of body too. So welcome everybody, Chesno, everybody. Things are really kind of amping up. Getting a lot of downloads when I went out of body yesterday and today. And getting very focused. I think a lot of us are having some energy downloads. I think most of you are. Thank you for the roses, Derek, and the bolt. We appreciate everyone's support. Become a subscriber. Our subscription is, you can do a monthly subscription if you wish to, or every other month, or whatever you want to do. That money goes to our CU5 night vision equipment, third generation equipment. So we're raising money for that through subscription. My general spiritual stuff is through the TikTok gifts. So when you gift me, that goes to general stuff that we do that I need to do. And I appreciate the general support unconditionally. So anything you do to subscribe or become a gifter of the TikTok gifts, that is done with no conditions. It has to be unconditional. That's the way it should be for everybody. And so we're glad to have everybody here. And like I said, I was out of body a lot late this afternoon. I just devoided myself of Facebook and everything else, the internet, and I was taken right out. Off of the earthly understanding, earthly plane, so to speak. And I have a lot of clarity and a lot of things when I go off planet and go out of body, as I'm doing a lot more now. I get downloads. I think we're all getting downloads. But we have to also, when we get these downloads, we have to understand what they are, try to figure them out. I think a lot of energy is hitting the earth. It's affecting us in our 3D mind and also affecting us in our spiritual understanding. Edit, good to see you. And Edlev, good to see you. So my downloads have gotten me more clarity about a lot of things, and a lot of it has to do with contact. So part of what I want to bring up, and I think it's important for the whole world to understand, hey, Levick, are people really ready for contact? I think when I was out of body, part of that was coming back to have more clarity about contact with, hey, Raymond, thank you for the heart. And to me, I take my mission work very seriously with, hey, Raymond, thank you for the heart. And to me, I take my mission work very seriously. But thank God there is. It does. This also brings people together, and that's really part of it. And because I work with the Ashtar Command, and I have worked with the Ashtar Command, that's where I come from. I come from that Ashtar Command is where my consciousness comes from. Beyond being a talk show host on radio and doing this, my soul connection is with the Ashtar Command. It really is. It always has been. I would be doing that work even if I didn't have any ability to do any media. I'd still be doing the work on some level, right? So we're going to get into it a little bit on part two-part series tonight. And my downloads have given me more clarity. And it's really important that we have a lot of people out there in the New Age community, or the cosmic New Age community, or whatever you want to call it. The terminology has changed so much. There used to be a thing going through the 70s and 80s called the New Age. But now I think we're in a cosmic age. Mystic Marvin, good to see you. We're in a cosmic age. Mystic Marvin, good to see you. Good to see everybody coming in here. So I'm in a teacher mode tonight to teach people a little bit, beyond being a host and doing interviews. Hey, Winnie, thank you. I think I'm going to be my Ashtar Command teacher mode very strongly about contact and about what we want as a planet. Do we want to proceed forward? And do we want to eventually, all of you have, I believe, star family somewhere, and all of you have a connection to the galactic levels. Everybody does. We have a human connection to our families here, and we have a non-human connection to our families out there, wherever that is in the universe or multiverse or whatever you want to call it. We all do. The question is, are we ready for all these energy changes that are shifting? I mean, we're all being affected. I've not met one person, new person, friends of mine, people I know in the communities that I work with locally in the metaphysical community. They all feel there's something happening. There's something getting ready to happen. There's an energy shift that is really amazing. But sometimes when I look at this, I think at the world, is the world ready for what's coming? Are people really ready? Are human beings ready for what's about to occur? Gypsy Tia says, absolutely. Hambone says, we are ready. And I think there are people that really, truly are ready. I mean, they're not afraid of it. They're ready. Yasina says she's ready. Did you see the Schumann yesterday? It was intense. I have it here. I was looking at that. I have it on my app, the Schumann app. Wake Up says I'm ready. So what I'm doing is, by the barometer of the responses, I'll know how many people out there around the world are ready. Again, because it doesn't speak for the whole world. We have billions of people. So this is a projection of the audience. Alex says, bring it on. Hi, Commander, and everyone. Hey, Jessica. So I'm going to do like a pulse. Gabby's not ready, and that's great to know that, Gabby. User 585, I'm so ready. I'm asking for it. Wake up. So there are people that are absolutely, I'm afraid a little. And Deborah, that's fine. So I want to deal with the people that are afraid. I want you to tell me why you're afraid, and I'm going to help you. Kimmy to you. I'm scared, but I'm ready. So let's deal with that. We want to help people. Let's get through this whole thing that some people have, the hesitations, the fear. Because if we don't, the space people aren't going to just come down and knock on your door if you're not ready. They don't want to bust in and say, here I am. You should have known about us. We were coming. You know what I mean? So I want to deal with the people that are somewhat confused, the people that are ready. That's beautiful. But I'm here to help everybody. And when I came back from my downloads, I got very strong clarity that you must help people understand not to be afraid, not to be in fear. I think some people think they want it. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Missy Patriot, good to see you. But I think there's some people that are just afraid. The fear prevents them from, being able to move forward to the unknown. And yes, for many people on this planet, this will be an unknown situation, a very intense situation, something they've never experienced before. So the 3D mind's going to say, wait a minute. But then there's a part of you and the inner part of your spirituality that says, it's okay. Let go of that wait a minute part and just let it go, and it's okay, right? And it is okay. But for the people that are somewhat not sure of what's happening, I understand that. Because I love everybody, I want all the human beings to understand it. I wouldn't care if I didn't give birth to 2 sons. Wendy says no fear. So we're gonna clear up the fear factor on the show, because I think in the community of people interested in spiritual UFO areas, and also because I work with the Ashtar Command for so many years, and I am with the Ashtar Command on Earth mission, I can answer your questions. I could try to calm your fears down, okay? Yes, people will be crying, praying, shocked, some excited, and even knew it's happening. Good evening, Shine Bright. So I want to bring people on live. 11 o'clock, we're going to get into a lot of stuff with April, because she had a friend that had a daughter that had an asthma attack, and a miracle happened. And her daughter is alive. It's beautiful, a miracle. a miracle happened, you know, and that's why she couldn't come on last night. She had to take her friend to the hospital, and her daughter, she mentioned last night for the brief minute or so, she was in the hospital and she was on live with me, and her daughter is alive, you know? So, yeah, that was very important that she did that. And for tonight, until later, I want to address people's fears. You know, I want to address why you're afraid. I want to try to get you over that hump. Okay, I'm here to help people. So you might say I'm like the Dr. Phil of the Ashtar Command. Not really, but in a way. Hey, Lavella, good to see you. So if you wish to come on, you have over 200 followers. I will bring you on here. We'll address your fears, and we'll get rid of the fear. We'll just get rid of it. We'll throw it out the window, so to speak. Okay? Ashley, from my family, yes, the ones who are closed-minded. I'm afraid of driving in the city of Dallas. I don't like being in the city at all. Being in New England, I mean, I'll go into New Haven. I can handle it. I don't like going on interstate highways. I don't like people get crazy. I don't like the human aspect of how people operate. They get into like a mad mode. I like going on country roads and just seeing trees and nature. Let's tap the screen and show something. Thank you, Jessica. You know, and hey, Byforce, good to see you. Please, as you proceed, please, I always promote gifting here. That's part of the TikTok experience. So I will loudly say, I'm proud to say, send me gifts, any gifts you want. I have a gifting thing. Hey, Byforce, good to see you. I encourage all TikTokers to do that if you have a live, you know. Nothing wrong with that. So we're going to change the, we had the train going there before, but now we're going to do something else. I'm going to do something else here. Let's see, what am I going to do? Now I'm going to pick a gift here. Now we're going to go back to, I think I like we're going back to the cowboy hat with the mustache, but you can gift me anything you want. That's just what I'm going to be pinning here. The cowboy hat with the mustache like Harrison Ford. We'll do that tonight for a little bit. We'll switch it up. We'll shift the gifting up, you know, whatever you want, we'll do it. So let's get into this whole thing for just a little bit. So there are, hey Gypsy Tia, thank you. There are space people coming to Earth. They're going to come whether you're afraid or not. They're coming. You know, they're going to be coming to Earth. Let's see here. Do I get enough light? I think I do here. You know, so they're coming. They're going to be here. Some of them are here already. And I wish I can get more lighting. I got to get a better lighting technique here. This will work. I think I'm more closer to the light here. So they're coming. They're going to be here. Many people individually around the world are experiencing star people or space people. They are. They might not be even having a TikTok or a Facebook. These folks might be out in a village somewhere in France. You know, we don't know who's being contacted out there. We really don't. We're not talking about going out of body or having a cosmic dream, which is a contact experience. We've had guests on there on my show that have had that. But I want to teach people, the fact is there are people individually in areas all around the planet, probably right now as I'm speaking, being visited by space people, being directly visited. It's happening. It's going to continue to happen. It's not going to go away. It's not going to, like, you know, they're not going to stop coming. It's not like, okay, I'm not sure if I want this to happen. It's happening. You can't wish it away, okay? And Chesa, you're right, April 13th is important. You know, and when I went out of body, man, I was taken out. And when I came back with a lot of clarity and information. A lot of clarity. And that's how I'm going to help you. I think it's really important that I help people right now. And also in the C5 communities all over the world, they're all different. All the C5 groups are different. Some C5s, I'm sure, are more conservative. Others are more like spiritual. You know, I think all the C5 groups everywhere are different. For me, with the Ashtar Command C5 group, we're more into the spiritual cosmic aspects. And many of the people in our group over the last 11 years are people that have had space beings in their homes, encounters. I know the people that have had those encounters. They don't have TikTok or Facebook for that matter, but they have had direct experiences. I'm sure it's happening with other C5 groups all over the world, and who knows, there's tons of them. Every group is different. Some groups are more to the nuts and bolts of C5. Other groups are into the spiritual aspect of, we've made contact. We've made the contact with those intelligences. See, where I come from the Ashtar Command, I'm all about the interactive contact. I'm not into the nuts and bolts. I don't care about the nuts and bolts or the scientific. To me, that's all a blockage to the direct contact with intelligences from other planet systems. So I got downloaded today, and I was knocked right out. I mean, you couldn't be as knocked out as the commander was. When I came back, I have complete clarity, and I want you to understand this. If you're going to create groups around the world that do C5, you better be ready and not afraid to have contact. Because if you are, and you're going in it with the idea of, oh, maybe we can, maybe we could kind of figure this out little by little. I want contact, but I'm not ready to have real contact. Let's just maybe see a dot in the sky, or let's see a little moving thing moving around in the sky. That's not contact. You want to have contact, you have contact. You want to, you want to see people, you want to connect with the star people, then connect with them. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't have second guessing it. All the protocols in the world are great. They're great. But you know what? Beyond the protocols, if you get visited by a star person and you're not doing a C5 and they come knocking on your door, what are you going to do? The C5 at that point has nothing to do with it. If you're supposed to be connected out there in Europe or wherever you are, and you're having in your village a contact with men and women from another planet, and you know nothing about a C5 application, and you don't have a cell phone, what's the protocol there, right? There's no protocol. You're having contact. Who cares? Right? Who cares about the protocol? The protocol is just a way to help people who are new around the world to what to do to facilitate visual contact and understand that is to get to the point of peaceful, interactive physical contact. Okay? So you want to have individual peaceful contact. The protocol is good for the beginnings of any group around the world that's starting to learn about C5. We've always promoted the C5 app because it's really important that people understand how to do this and not just willy-nilly go out there and start saying, hey, here, I'm over here, come on over. It doesn't work that way. So the protocol has some beautiful things. When I talk about it, that's Dr. Stephen Greer's app. Now, we created our own Ashtar protocol before we had a C5 app from Dr. Greer. We included things that he did not include, which was the creating our own version of a Christed meditation. So when we get our C5 group together, there's going to be a cosmic Christed meditation. We have to. We put a clearing. We asked the Ashtar Command, because I work with the Ashtar Command, I have a different vision and view of C5. For me, it's about beaming an invisible dome around us to protect our group when we go out, to clear all the energies where we are. And we've done this without having any application before. All we did is incorporate some of Dr. Stephen Greer's techniques to our spiritual understandings. Edic, you're right. And disclosure is close. The thing is, I watch a lot of videos. People are starting to feel stuff. I look at some of the TikTok recorded videos. People are saying, I heard one woman tonight on recording said, I feel something is happening. Something's coming up. Something soon's happening. You're feeling a lot. I've talked to people off here. The crystal shop where I went to today, my friends at the crystal shop, they're going to come to they're coming to our C5 event on April 13th. And so off of the application. I have people on our list that are people I know. I know people, a lot of people, and they're very excited about what we're doing on the 13th. So we're going to have quite a mixed group of people, I think, some that are more conservative and some that are like, let's do it. Let's make this happen. Let's see it. So, and that's fine. Everyone's different. Some people want to take the slow motion. Me, I want to go fast track. For me, I'm not going slow motion. I want to go fast. Slow motion. Me, I want to go fast track. For me, I'm not going slow motion. I want to go fast body, and when you come back, what you understand. I cleared my whole consciousness this afternoon. I mean, I had complete clearing of consciousness. All Earth-based communications didn't matter to me. I just went right off planet. And I came back with information. And we're all going to be taken out. Maybe some of you have already been taken out of the body. You'll be home, so you're out. Then you come back. You might go somewhere, you're out. Then you come back, right? So we are in essentially a period of time where things are going to be shifting. And of course, in some cases, some human beings are going to be afraid of what's happening to them. They don't understand why all this energy shift is happening. And that's where I come in to calm people down and help them. Part of my show is here, being a spiritual UFO show, not just nuts and bolts, is to assist and help people. And I will. I'm like the person that's going to be the United Nations of bringing people together and getting rid of all the garbage that's going through their heads. That's what I'm here to do. Because ultimately, when we make contact with our space people, our star family, it has to be based on love. There can't be any hesitation, there can't be any hesitation. It has to be based on unconditional love of one another. And if human beings around the planet, which we don't have everybody there yet, we have billions of people that are not working and don't even understand what unconditional love is. Many of you do, but many people don't. Until we get to the point of unconditional love without any questions in our heads, that makes it difficult for some people and their fear of contact with what I call star people. Okay? So my teachings here tonight on part 2 is to get rid of all your conditions. That's not easy. You've been taught, you've been programmed all your lives to have conditions. Everything has a condition. The condition for this, a condition for that, a condition whether you go out to dinner, there's a condition for that, a condition whether you go to a movie, what the condition is for that. Everything has a condition, unfortunately, on this planet. That's because of the human programming. Over the many years of current human history, everybody has a condition. Some people don't. In 2024, a lot of folks don't have a condition, but a lot of people still do. Don't. In 2024, a lot of folks don't have a condition, but a lot of people still do. Conditions about contact, throw it out the window. That's what you need to do. So when my downloads tonight or today, I came back really strong on my understandings and belief systems. So strong that nothing a human being says, if it's from a conditional standpoint, I'm going to challenge any human being out there around the world on your conditions. Because your conditions are what limit you to have the beauty of contact eventually down the road, wherever you are in the world, with your star family. You're never going to have contact unless you let go. If you don't let go, you're going to be stuck. Okay? You don't want to be stuck, do you? How many people out there want to be stuck? How many? Yeah, TikTok's having a problem. TikTok said they resumed my broadcast. I guess there's a problem with TikTok. It's great to have. It's a great night to have a great night. Let's spread some positivity. That's right, and that's what we're doing. That's exactly it. By addressing the fear of some people around the planet regarding contact, we're letting them release the fear away from them, give it back to the Creator, give it back to God, give it back to this, to the Creator, and let go of it. You got to let go of it. Don't be afraid. Don't be back to God, give it back to this, to the Creator, and let go of it. You got to let go of it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of galaxies, and there are many of them in just one universe. They're all being affected. All the intelligences are being affected. Even the advanced star people are being affected. Every single person is being affected. Every person's being affected. All of you are being affected. I know TikTok's lagging, so hopefully it doesn't lag too much. Free Spirit, take care. Nice to see you. Have a good night and a good weekend. It's just really important that people understand the dynamics of what's going on here. And it's so important that people have their act together spiritually and cosmically, because if you don't, you and yourself will affect your own personal contact. So if you personally are feeling like, I wish I had contact with the star people, it will not happen until you get your act together, whoever you are. I don't know who you are, but it could be anybody, anywhere in the world. Until you get your act together and let go of your fear and your hesitation, not happening. Brendan Malbray says, Rod, thank you. I've had contact with light beings, Dracos, Greys, and Arcturians. Well, get rid of the Dracos. Put a Christed protection brand in around you, and you don't have to have that happening. You also want to disconnect from the Zeta. The Arcturians are good, and the light beings are good. So you need to go somehow protect yourself in a Christed meditation and put a boundary so you don't have all those contacts. The Dracos and the Zeta, put a boundary and not let them come back. Use a Christed meditation. Ask for the Christed beings of light that you get with, the light beings and the Arcturians. Let them work together to keep the Dracos and the Zeta out of there. I really highly recommend that. Excuse me. Hey, Nicolette. Good to see you, sister. I wish people would stop believing the government tales. Yeah, Diane, they should stop believing them. There are people out there that do. I'm not sure why they do, but they do. So they need to stop doing it. You're absolutely right. And, I'm just here to really have clarity for people. Hey, Alicia. Have clarity for people about all the things that are going on. It's really quite important that people now get their acts together, so much so. It's not so much that direct contact is coming 3 years from now. It started already. It's already started with people around the world. Individual people are having contact with their star family. It might be Arcturian, Lyrian, light beings from what other planetary systems are from. People here they're expressing it now. People are sharing their comments. They're having contact. They've had contact. We can't close our eyes. You can't close your eyes and deny contact anymore. You could deny it, but it's not, you can deny anything you want. But you have to face the fact in the mirror that we are having contact on this planet. Individuals are, sometimes some families are, and many of you here watching this are, right? So coming back from my being taken off planet late this afternoon, I was taken right out. I was being taken out the other day when I was driving. I actually was wearing my apophyllite crystal on my neck. I didn't realize it, and I was being taken out. I made it home. I'm not going to wear apophyllite again when I'm driving. That will take me right. That's amped up so high, I almost got taken right out. Almost went, I said, I made it to the house. I said, I took the apophyllite off, and that was it. But I'm telling you, I've been taken out a lot for this weekend, for between yesterday and today, a lot. And, I was off all the social media, went out of body, turned everything off. You turned off every human being out there and just went out of body. It's it's apophyllite. It starts with an A, apophyllite. It's they're small, very powerful ET crystals from India. It's apophyllite. If you get it, don't drive with it, because I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. You want to, apophyllite. Yes, it's very, very powerful in terms of what it does. Yeah, you put the path light on, you'll be taken in very, very much out of body, into an out of body experience in a cosmic way. Young Skywalker, peace, love, and light. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you always. So we're going to get into it a little bit earlier. This is part 2, and we're going to have April on, Friends with Fairies. And also, I will encourage you to not only gift me, but gift her. She's going to be coming down to our Ashtar Command C5 project program, contact program, for the 13th of April, which is a Saturday night. We'll be broadcasting it on TikTok. So I encourage people to support her. And on this show, I make those decisions. I'm the moderator of the, I'm not the moderator, I'm the host of the whole show. So I make those decisions. And I'm very comfortable with the decisions I make on this program. All right. So we're going to bring her on in a little bit once she's in here. I thought she was in here, but when she's ready, we'll bring her on. If you never heard of April, she has had over 8 invites on the Ashtar Command Ship. They've been connecting with her for a while recently. She's got a lot of fascinating, beautiful things where she is in Vermont with the fairies, also with her Ashtar Command father, who's on one of the ships, and and I'm going to let her pronounce it when she comes on because I always mess up the names. I'm good at messing up the names for some reason, but and in her background, these things are starting to happen, and the connection with there's some people on here. Johnny's one of them, and also Kit Kat over in Long Island. Hey, Deborah, you're in Vermont. Good. Yeah, I used to live in Plainfield, Vermont, so for about 4 years. No, 2.5, maybe 3 years. And I had sightings of spaceships up there, and a lot of activity up in Vermont. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. So 2 of the people that are here, and April can explain it, I can explain it very clearly. There's going to be, not during the CE5 event, that during the CE5 event, there are going to be one, I don't know how many spaceships are going to show up, but potentially one, I really don't know, but there's going to be something happening, and we're going to be in the apple orchard field in where we are in Connecticut. There's an apple orchard that we get to use for over 11 years now for our C5 Ashtar Command Contact Program. And what we're going to do is have a visual contact with one of the Ashtar ships. I'm very clear that they're not doing anything like that specific event. They're not going to be having us come on the ship. The ship thing for 4 people, April, myself, Kit Kat, and Johnny, who's on here, is going to be sometime, I think, within the next 2 to 3 months. I don't know, again, how it's going to work, but they do want us to see the ship or ships, however they're going to do it. And as I think we get closer to the month of April, we'll have more information from them. Cyrus says, yesterday my son got his first encounter. I'm like, let's ask them to come back together, and it did. Beautiful. Wow. And I'm going to follow you. You have 10 followers. We got to get you up there. So that's beautiful. Whereabouts are you? What part of the world are you in, Cyrus the Virus? Where are you located? And Don Vito Press. So when you go on the ship, are you going to live stream it on TikTok? Yes, we're going to live stream when that happens down the road. We can live stream outside of the ship. We'll be able to record. We won't be able to record with our technology inside the ship because it's just a different vibrational pattern. The technology won't work unless they have something planned where we can do it. We won't be able to record in the ship because not that they don't want us to, it's just that the technology and the vibrational patterns will affect the cell phones. But we will be able to record outside of the spaceship. The technology and the vibrational patterns will affect the cell phones. But we will be able to record outside of the spaceships. I don't know what that's going to be like yet, so I can't tell you much more than that. Cyrus says it was awesome, and I was with. I'm to exper- I am. I was with. I'm to experience it. Priceless, and you did. Very interesting. Very interesting story. I love people's stories. I do. I do love everybody's stories out there. And we're going to bring one of the things that's going to happen tonight when I bring April on. She has a second phone that the Ashtar Command uses, and the ways in which they communicate is with music. So when they communicate, it's actually through music with us, and they usually have a message in the music. Let me see here. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can. I'm just gonna. Okay. So I've come up with a song, which I'll be singing for them when we have April on during the show, coming up towards after 11. I was singing the song today in my car. I came up with a song, and I'm going to sing it to them. I'm going to bring April on now, who is our special guest for part 2. And I want you to all give her a warm welcome. If you've never heard of April, Friends with Fairies, I'm going to do
Hello, everybody.
on. And as host of this show, as a person that before I ever had a show, I've always worked with the Ashtar Command, so um, I'm very much tuned into that whole thing. Nikki D, welcome, and Friends with Furry, April, welcome to the show.
Hi,
Let me
everybody.
bring the
Hi,
volume up.
Commander.
I always forget to do that. You hear me?
Yep. Did you
Oh,
pin
there you
your
go.
goals?
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
have eight hats with a mustache tonight for now.
Okay. Awesome.
And I also want to encourage you as you listen to Friends with Furries introduce their story, help her, through TikTok gifts or whatever you want to do. Help her support to get her down here. On my show, I make those decisions. And as director and host and producer of the show, I want you to support her. And I have no qualms with that whatsoever. So now we'll get into letting her introduce herself for new people, and we'll turn it over to April.
Hi, guys. It's nice to see everybody, and I am Friends with Fairies. And for those of you who have been following me, I am literally Friends with Fairies. Um, so let's start off with a few months ago. For those of you who are just coming in, and those of you who haven't been following our story, and I say ours, this is mine, the Commanders, Kit Kat, and Johnny. We have all been selected by the Ashtar Command, and this is from the higher ups. We didn't make this decision. This was something that they did. They chose us um, a long time ago to have us come down and live the human experience and learn to live like human beings and go through all the love, suffering, and everything that a human being would go through in a lifetime. We came down to do. And I mean, we came down as star seeds. Um, and so, like none of us knew this. And the commander had started his TikTok show. How long now, Commander? About a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I started in the beginning of 2023, I think it was.
Oh gosh, it's been that long. Okay, well he's
Yeah.
had his show for a few years now, but a little over a year ago now, I was flipping through. I just barely started getting onto TikTok and was flipping through, looking. I don't know what I was looking for, and my phone kind of took on a brain of its own and kept flipping, and then stopped on the Commander show. Now I'm not lying about this. This actually happened. My
That's what
phone
happened to her. Yeah.
Sometimes my phone takes on a mind of its own, but it landed on the Commander show and it was very interesting. So I, hung out and listened for a little while. And then after a couple of nights of listening, I started throwing some comments in there and he immediately brought me up and made me feel very comfortable. And I started coming onto the show pretty regular and got really, really close with the commander. We became very good friends. I don't know what it was, but I was immediately drawn to him. And same thing with Kit Kat and Johnny. There was like some really strong connection. I hadn't met any of these people ever in my whole life, but every fiber of me felt a super strong connection with these people. So I don't know what happened or how it happened, but um anyway, so let me start pulling my story back a little bit.
Yeah.
So about a little over, well, it's been going on 2 months now, about 2 months now. I started having contact. My first contact was at my front door, and I was letting my dogs out, and I opened up my door, and of course I was looking down because I was watching the dogs herd out the door like a bunch of water buffaloes because they all try to get out the door at the same time. And I look up, and the dogs just went around too. So I look up, and there's like legs and feet there, and I continue to look up, and there's this like 7 to 8 foot tall being standing there. Well, it startled me because this is like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I live way up in the mountains. So,
And this
I mean,
being April was human like us, just to give people an understanding of
yes,
this. Right?
yes. So there's this being standing there, and he's got blonde hair. He's wearing a silverish uniform, but my instant reaction was to slam my door because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I
Right.
definitely wasn't expecting anybody to be standing there. So I slammed my door because I freaked out because I wasn't,
Right,
it
she did.
startled me. There was like a person standing right there, and then he was super tall, and it startled me. After I shut the door, I didn't even take my hand off the handle, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about that for a second because I was like, because my whole body did that, zzz, when you get startled really quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like still holding onto the door with the death grip, and then I realized that it was a space being there, and I knew who he was immediately. I didn't know who he like exactly who he was, but I knew the type of space being, and I was like, oh my God. So I open up the door and I'm like, come back, and he wasn't there. He was gone. I was so mad. I was so mad at myself because I had that instant human reaction of slamming the door because I got startled.
Right.
And he wasn't doing anything but standing there with a big smile on his face, but I slammed the door anyway. A few nights later, he had come back
Right.
again. I'm letting the dogs out. This time it's probably like 1, 2 in the morning. It was just after the commander show,
And you
and
didn't slam the door in his face this time, did
no, this time I didn't. I was actually
you?
standing on my porch, and I was letting because I was helping my older dog down because he was struggling that day. So I was helping him down, and then I got back up on my porch, and I see this out the corner of my eye. I see this blue light, and at first I thought it was the fairies messing around in the woods because that they're always doing some kind of light business in there. And I thought it was the fairies at first, but then I turned my head and I got a really good look at where this light was coming from. It was actually coming from the sky, coming down. It landed softly on the snow in my yard and started traveling towards me. Now, while it was traveling towards me, I could see like a man walking in it. And it was like a huge, like blue, almost
Yeah.
like bluish energy ball that was surrounding this humanoid figure that was
Right.
walking at me. As he got closer, I could see that
So
it was
that ball of light, just let people was like the space person was in this ball of blue light as they were walking towards you, correct?
yes.
Okay.
So anyways, it starts gliding towards me, and as it's gliding, I'm seeing a being like walking inside this ball of light, and he walked right up to me. But he was walking slow. I think it was to not startle me again after my
Mhm.
first
Right.
reaction was slamming the
Right.
door in the poor man's face. So anyways, he's standing at the opposite side of my porch railing, and he's standing on the ground and I'm standing up on the porch. Now my porch is probably about 8 stairs high. My porch comes up pretty high. If I were to stand on the ground where he was standing, my head wouldn't even reach the top railing. Now this
Wow.
man's shoulders and heads were way way over this, so he was
Hmm.
very tall. And so he put his hand out, and I immediately, without hesitation, took his hand, and I grabbed a hold of him like I wasn't letting go of him this time because he wasn't
Right.
taking off. Like I grabbed a hold of him, and
Right.
I walked him down. I like physically held his hand up around the railing, went down the steps, and walked around so I could be standing like right in front of him, and I wasn't letting him go. I was still holding his hand this
Holding his
whole
hand.
time.
Right.
So, anyways, I was like, I was beside myself. I was so excited to see him. I just started immediately with 50 million questions. Like I kept thinking of everything that the commander would ask, like, who are you? Where are you from? All that. Where's your
Right. Right.
spaceship? I
I
was
would
in
have been there.
word
Yeah.
bomb. I had word bomb and it was just flying out my mouth. This being actually put one finger up, touched my forehead right between the eyes and shushed me because I couldn't stop talking. I didn't even give the poor being a chance to finish, like, answer any of my questions before another one was coming out of my mouth. So he shushed me, and um, anyways, he said that I would have another visit, and there was more to it, but the gist of it is that he said that I would have another visit, that they had a message to give to me, and so I was like, okay. And the image that was given to me, I was shot an image, not shot, but an image
Right.
appeared in my mind, was that I was to be in my old woods, which is, in my woods, there's clearing spots in there for spaceships. This is what I've been told and
Interesting.
shown by
Yeah.
my fairy friends. So I knew I was to be up in the old woods in a few days, and we had some really freak storms come through, and I just couldn't make it up there because it's a quite a hike up to the old woods, and with the snow and ice and everything we'd been having, plus the 0-degree weather, I couldn't make it up there. Well, I didn't have to because like within a few days, I'm standing outside, and a door opens up, a green door opens
Now,
up.
let's just give people some background. So standing outside. How far was the green door entering into the spaceship from your when you're sitting outside your home? How far away was it that you had to walk to the entrance to the ship?
Okay, so my yard is very, I have a huge, huge yard. I would say about 3 city blocks away, from where I was standing, I can
Hmm.
see a green square just open up. Just a
Yeah.
green square. There was nothing else. It was trees, nothing else, and this green square opens up, and three beings start stepping through the light of
Hmm.
that square, and started walking at me slow motion. They were walking at me slow motion. They were all wearing uniforms. It was two males and a female, space being. They were about 7 to 8 foot tall. But all well, the gentleman, the
The
male
woman
space being,
or the male? Okay.
was different than the first one that had come to me. And then there was a female and another male. I recognized the type of being that it was, the
Hmm.
type of space
Hmm.
person that it was. So I stood there and I watched them walking out. I mean, of course, I had my phone in my pocket, so I
Right.
grabbed that sucker out immediately, and I started filming. Well, my phone was immediately shut down. I got some of it though, guys. I did. It's posted in my page if you look.
Yeah.
But I got some of it. I got them coming out of the doorway, before they shut my phone down. Anyways, they walk up to me, and one of them was different than the other two.
Hmm.
And one of them was actually, I found out later on, was the commander's father. One was
Right.
my
Hmm.
actual space mother, and there was a younger male that was with them, and you could tell that he was younger from the other two. If I had to guess an age, like in human years, I would say he was in his early 20s, like
And,
19,
and, phys-
20.
and, and physical human years. So the younger one, just so to perspective, this is our part two of Ashtar Command Q&A, and also when April has the other phone on, we're going to do some messaging between the people on the ship and myself through music. We do this, and it's a beautiful thing. So you'll that'll be part of what's happening tonight. So, but the kid, the kid, the younger one, in human years,
Hmm.
about 20 years old, Earth years, or 20 years old.
That's the way he looked to me. He looked like he was like
Okay,
19 or 20 years old.
he looked that way.
Um,
Okay,
yeah, that
yeah,
ended up being I found out later on was my actual space brother from my starseed side. So this is my starseed family. This is my
right.
family, my mother
So
and my
that's your
father.
brother.
I mean,
That's
my
a
mother
brother
and
of
my
yours.
brother.
Your mother
And
and your brother. Okay.
the other the older one, which looked like he was I say older, but when I'm laugh when I say that because the older beings look like they are in their like mid to late 20s. They all look very young, very very
Mm-hmm.
young, and
Mm-hmm.
they are all very beautiful, like flawless skin. Their skin's
Mm-hmm.
kind of sparkly,
Mm,
kind of palish blue.
mm.
But they are beautiful. They have skin that's real similar to ours, but there's a luminescence that comes off of them.
Luminescence.
Now the female and the younger male both had wings um on them, not wings like feather wings, but wings like energy wings. I found out later on those wings are actually functioning wings.
Mm,
Anyways, they the male reached out his hand and I immediately took his hand, and I was standing on the porch, mind you, and these beings were on the ground, and again their heads were reaching over the railing. If I was standing where they were standing on the ground, my head would not reach that railing. I'm
okay.
5'3". um
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
so anyways, and he took my hand and he started walking me, but he was like walking me to the railing, and I hesitated for a second, but I continued to go with them. I like
Mm,
like slowed down my walking for a minute, and
yeah.
I don't know why I did that, but I went with them anyway. I went with them.
Okay.
I was like kept walking, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run into the railing, and
What
I
happened?
didn't. The railing actually melted away as if it was not there, and I walked right through it, like as if it was
You were walking through. She was walking through a railing, an act physical railing. Now, a human being cannot just walk through a railing, right?
no.
So you're now was that who was taking you through? Your father was doing this, or
Your
which one?
father was actually
My
taking me through.
father. So
Yes.
my father, Commander Robar, which we'll get into a little bit, he took you through, and the whole railing became like the material just dissolved,
Yeah.
walked you right through, and then it reconnected or whatever it does.
Yeah,
That's really
it
amazing.
went almost like translucent, like
Translucent.
yeah, so it was like almost like it went see-through, and then I just went through it. I just walked through it and I didn't hit the ground, so that was weird. So I kind of just like floated down to their level, and they turned all silently, and we all walked towards the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And but at first we were walking really slow, so it seemed like we were in slow motion, and then the next thing I know, bam, we're at the ship. I mean, this is 3 city blocks long. I have a huge, huge yard, and we were like within a second, like at the door. I don't know how we got there so quickly. It just, we were there. We were walking in the door, I stopped. I looked on either side of that doorway. I even took like little crab steps like crab walk steps sideways to look because I wanted to see the ship, and there was no ship. All I could see was trees and forest. So their cloaking device for the ship was absolutely amazing because I saw nothing but woods except for the opening of the door, and then the ship was clearly there. It was clearly landed by this door being opened, but I couldn't see the ship at all. At that time I didn't know what kind of ship it was that I was walking into. So I walk through into the square, and I go through this. It was almost felt like a little bit of static electricity with warmth um, I can't. It's really hard to describe the feeling when you walk through this light, but
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like a
Yeah.
little tiny bit of static electricity. You can definitely feel energy. And then it was like warm, not warm like it was going to burn you warm, but like just
Right.
like if you were like put your hand underneath a light bulb, how it's warm like that. Not hot though. So I walked through this light and I got that sensation. And when I got onto the ship, I immediately felt like I didn't have my clothes on. I felt naked, and I don't. My instant reaction was to cross both hands over my chest and cover my breasts, because I was trying to
Yeah,
cover myself because
of course you
I
were.
thought when I went through that they took my
Yeah.
clothes off. I didn't know where my clothes had went because I knew they weren't on me because I was wearing a bathrobe and stuff, guys. I was wearing
Yeah,
my chancla slippers. I wasn't even thinking about it. I had my bathrobe, my nightgown, and my slippers on.
that's
So
right.
all of a sudden I didn't have any of that on, and I could feel that it was not on me. So I covered my chest. But then I looked down and I realized that when I went through that light, that I was placed into one of their spacesuits. And I looked down and I like started rubbing my legs and I'm rubbing my arm. I'm trying to feel this material. It felt like I was wearing an extra skin. It was very, very light, very, very smooth. It literally felt like I was wearing skin. So anyways, I was placed into one of their uniforms and I looked at her and she said that because of their oxygen is really similar to ours, but it's not quite like ours, and I would have labored breathing in their oxygen in their atmosphere.
Yeah.
So the suit would actually help me breathe their atmosphere. And I was like, oh,
Mm.
but at this time she's talking to me and her mouth was not moving, but her words were very clear. Um, and so I was not understanding. Like I kept looking at her and her mouth was not moving, but she was
Wow.
talking like she was like I'm talking to you guys. Um,
Oh, that's interesting. Let me stop you. So, this is a revelation to me. So she has a mouth, the woman,
yes,
but she's talking like we're talking without
yes.
moving her mouth. That's interesting. How's that work?
She was using telepathy.
Telepathy. Okay,
But to me,
that's
it
right.
sounded like she was talking just like how me and you were talking, but her mouth was not
Okay.
moving. She was looking at me. She was doing the facial features like somebody who was having a conversation with you, but nothing was coming out of her mouth. She was using
Oh,
telepathy. Later
that's
on,
right.
she did use her mouth, and she has a beautiful voice, and her voice was beautiful in my head too, but it kind of almost sounded like I was talking to myself, but it
Oh
wasn't.
my
It was like
gosh.
a little
Yeah.
off. So anyways, so later on, with I don't know, later on during that one particular visit, I was only there for about 2 hours, and the ship that they had took me on was called their living ship. Now, a living ship is where these beings actually live with their families. They're living quarters are on these ships. They grow their crops on these ships. They congregate on these ships. It's where
Yeah.
they actually live. This is where they live, like it was their home. So I was given a tour of the ship. I got to see like the command center, and I got to see where they grow their crops. We spent a lot of time where the crops were grown.
Wow. That's
And
interesting.
they at that time had let me try one of their pearls. And a pearl is a small it's a small like grape size, and they look like little tiny grape-sized watermelons, and I got to try one, and if that thing tasted like the sweetest watermelon that you would ever eat, like that perfect summer sweetness watermelon that's just that middle piece of the watermelon that you only get like 2 or 3 bites out of. That's
Yeah.
what it tasted like, and it was absolutely amazing. I only got to
Wow.
try one pearl at that time. Um, and then so they took me on a little tour. They introduced themselves, told me who they were. And when I first did the whole hand crossing thing, there was another man being standing there, and the other man being was my father. And when I mean my father, I mean my space father.
Mhm.
And he was there, and his name was actually Nakanook. And then Commander Robar was the one that led me on the ship with my mother and my brother.
Yeah.
So I was only gone for a couple of hours with them that time. They gave me a little bit of information, told me there would be more information coming and that I would learn. And they just were telling me a bunch of stuff in that little couple hours I was with them. And they were explaining to me about their crops. Now their crops actually grow in these large crystal like stalagmites coming up out of the ground. They were like everywhere, but it was almost like like you were walking into a jungle, and the smells were absolutely amazing in there.
Wow.
And they had so many different kinds of strange plants, and their plants are growing in almost like a hydroponic system through these crystals.
Oh, interesting.
It was actually pretty darn amazing. And so I was really interested in their food and like how they eat and stuff like that. So I asked those questions, and they are all vegetarians. They don't eat meat at all. But I'll tell you that later. But so
Yeah.
they don't eat meat. They're vegetarians. And they enjoy each other. Like they wanted me to see how they live and how peaceful that they are,
Yeah.
and how united that their families are. And it was a beautiful experience, but it was only like 2 hours long. They ended up bringing me back. Like, the visit was way too short, and I was so mad I didn't want to leave because I wanted to know everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
ended up bringing me back, and they brought me back. And when I was placed back, I was placed back into back onto my porch. I was back in my pajamas, and on Earth time, I was only gone the first time for like maybe half an hour, maybe half an hour, if that. So time they do not see time the same way we do. Like, I was with
Yeah.
them for a few hours, and I come back, and I was only gone for 20 minutes, half hour. The second time I went with them, it was somewhat of the same scenario, with the
Okay.
door opening up, um, and then I got to go on to back onto their living ship, and this time I got to sit down and have a meal with them. They actually let me try their different some different varieties of their food. I got to try
Wow.
a tahar. I got to try a tahar is a flower
A
that has
flower.
it's a flower that's it's a reddish orange flower with a ball, and it has this almost looks like liquid mercury fluid that comes out of it, and you drink that fluid, and that fluid's like, it tastes like pineapple juice, like very sweet
Wow.
pineapple juice. It was really good, and you can eat the petals, and the petals taste like the juice does.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
and then she was talking to me about, like, their plant, a lot of their plant life has healing properties as well. And I looked at her and kind of tilted my head, like questioning, like that question face, like, what do you mean? And
Right.
she reached her hand, or pulled her hand up, took one of her fingernails and put a small slice in just the palm of her hand, and
Right.
cut her skin open. Now she
Hmm.
took that tahar flower, she snapped it, the stem of it, and she squeezed out this milky like substance and dropped it on it, and that cut completely just disappeared. It healed
So
up
the, the,
almost
the
immediately.
so the milky substance that she's talking about, was from this or plant that they have in the on the ship where they grow the plants and everything, and it automatically, when she put it on her skin, it healed up the cut
Yeah,
completely.
so these plants have the capability of healing small cuts and
Wow.
scratches, like, immediately.
Wow.
So it was absolutely really cool. Um, so then the second time they came and got me, I went into what is called their waiting ship. And this ship, it was actually in the atmosphere, and I was beamed up into this ship. This ship was I was my mother and my brother had gotten me this time, and it was just the two of them. And so I was beamed up into this ship, and I actually got some footage of that off my security camera. For those of you who are interested, you can see me being the beam in my back, and me going up like backwards into the ship, and it looks like I'm asleep, but I'm not. I'm actually watching the ground,
Wow.
from this thing. And also, those of you who have very good sight to like see interdimensional beings, you can also see a Bigfoot being behind the beam, like, grab my waist. Now, this is my Bigfoot friend Pumpkin, and Pumpkin got scared because he thought they were pulling me up too quickly. He thought they were hurting me. They weren't. He thought he got
Yeah.
scared because he thought they were pulling me up too fast. And Pumpkin is very protective of me, so he made himself large, and he tried to grab me and make them slow that beam down. So he was holding my waist,
Yeah.
making them slow it down. But then he realized they weren't hurting me. I said it was. I told him it was okay, and he let me go. So I got to whoop.
Yeah.
I went right up into the ship. It was
Right
almost
into the
like I
ship
was.
she did.
Yeah. So
Now,
it was
were you in
almost like
a like a circular bubble of some sort when you were being taken in?
into
How did
the
that
ship.
work?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Would you what?
Yeah, we were. I was inside of one of those blue energy balls that they create that they walk around
Wow.
in when they're on Earth. But I was pulled up into the ship, but like you couldn't make the energy ball out from around me from the security camera. I'm
Right.
not sure if it's something to do with the I don't know if it's the tractor beam was like covering me for the
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere at that time, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I didn't ask
Right.
about that, but anyways, I was pulled up but into the ship by a beam. And the ship we went on to, and I didn't get to really see that ship, like exactly what it looked like. I just know it was huge because it was so big, and I went up into it so quickly that I didn't really get a good eyeball of the shape of the ship, other than it was huge. It was
And how
huge.
long did it take you, April, for people that are new to this, between the time you went into that ball, that beam, was it seconds or minutes before you were physically on the ship?
It was like it was seconds. I think it would have been a
Seconds.
lot shorter if Pumpkin hadn't grabbed me. I think I would
Yes.
have been like instant up in there, but he grabbed me and was basically telling them to slow down because he thought they were going
Slow
too
down.
fast. Yeah, he
Yeah.
knew they weren't
Yeah.
hurting me, but he
Hmm.
was scared for me because I was going
Yeah.
so quickly. He thought I was going to get hurt, so he slowed my body
So,
down.
and so
But then
essentially,
he let
you,
go.
April, you got on the ship pretty quickly, though. I mean, it would have been like a blink of an eye, almost, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So
Wow.
I get onto this ship, and I'm immediately placed into a suit, and my family's there waiting. Commander Robar's there waiting, and I asked Commander Robar at that time about the commander's family, and I was asking him questions about the commander because I wanted to be able to bring him questions back about the commander, because he had introduced himself as the commander's father the first time I was visiting with them. And then, he went on to talk to me about that, we were the chosen ones, and that, about there being a handful of star seeds across our world that were chosen for the specific mission. And that's when I started learning about the mission. And then I was asking questions about like the commander, because at that time, all I knew it was just me and the commander. So I asked a lot of questions about the commander, and like what was he like growing up and stuff like that. And he brings me into this. Now they don't have like traditional pictures like how we have pictures, because I was really curious as to what he looked like. Okay, and at that time I got to see. They call them memory crystals. So they hold memories in these crystals, and he took this crystal out and then he
Yeah.
placed it into this like device it almost looked like a dashboard, but it was all crystal.
Oh,
And he sticks this
interesting.
crystal in there, and then like a almost like a 3D image, but it was more than that. I don't know what D you would call it, but
Yeah.
it was like watching TV, but it was like you were actually there watching and feeling, and let me mention feeling the memory that was happening. It was really
Wow.
cool. But I
Wow.
got to see the commander and me hanging out as when we were space beings, and I got to see what the commander looked like. He had curly hair. His hair was kind of wild a little bit. He had a beard. It was long, but it wasn't too long. And then I that's when I found out the commander's a little bougie when it comes to his beard, because he actually had he likes he's really is really attached to like crystals because of his people. So he had these crystals braided and intertwined in his beard going down, so it was actually really cool looking. So
Yeah,
he
that
had these
experience of the
crystals in
beard and the
there, and
crystals. Yeah.
commander, if for those of you who don't know, was really good looking. He, picture like a Fabio, but with the beard, and he looked Viking like, tall, and he was quite cut. So yeah, Commander really good looking. So I mean, he's handsome now, but I'm saying
Thank
on
you.
the
Thank
ship,
you.
yeah, I was like woohoo.
Oh my
But
gosh.
so he showed me memories of me and the commander. He showed me memories of commander, just like the everyday stuff he was doing, some wars that the commander had been in, and
Hmm.
just things like that. um so After that, they brought me into this room, and mind you, the rooms on these ships, even though the outside sides of the ships may not look humongous, but the rooms inside these ships are like cathedral sized rooms. They are
They're big. They're
huge,
huge.
huge, and the space, the way they do space in these inside of these ships is completely different than the way it looks on the outside. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, the ship could be like a 3 bedroom trailer, and it would look like there was like 3 football fields worth of
Yeah, it's crazy.
rooms and
It's
places and all
different.
this. It's so
So
different inside of
and when
these
she
ships.
and when she goes, on the outside of the ship, you don't know how big it is, but when you get in, she was going inside the ship. This is Encounters, part 2 of the Ashtar Command Q&A, and then we'll have our friends on the ship share some stuff in their own way through musical messaging. But on the ship, it's like she said, it's like a cathedral. It's huge. The ships are inside. It's a kind of a illusion to not, unless you're in the ship. You think, okay, this is the size of the ship, but everything's different once you're in the vibration of the ship.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's
Thank you,
huge.
Etheric.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Um, so anyways, we go into this room, and there's all these like long crystals that are laying down. Now these crystals, they almost look like the way a quartz crystal would look. But these quartz crystals are like connected into these crystal cylinder round devices, and they're like layered. And these things are pretty long, pretty big crystals. I mean, like, they were huge. And what these crystals were was they were stasis crystals, and there was actual space being bodies that were inside of these stasis crystals, and they immediately walked me straight over to myself, so I got to see my space body in there. And then they walked me over to Commander's, and I got to see Commander's space body in there. And I'm looking, and I'm like, I was looking, like I couldn't believe it. Like I had just watched these memories of the commander, so I'm feeling all kinds of, like mushy and all kinds of love and stuff, and like that, when you have that one special friend that like you grew up with, and he's not your biological, but like you guys grew up together, so it wouldn't matter if you were blood or not, that this person is your family. That's the way I was feeling, because that's the way those crystals made me feel about the commander.
And
Um,
that whole thing with the crystals, just to say, the crystals these are big crystals because our bodies are inside a big area. I would imagine the crystals are pretty big, correct?
Correct. So we look like we are floating, and there's almost like a gaseous like look to that's around us. Our body, there's nothing like stuck into us or anything, no tubes or anything like that. We're just like floating. It's almost like you're in water, but you're not. It was weird, but we're just like floating in these. Our bodies are like floating in these things, and this is the reason why these are called waiting ships, because these space beings that are in these cryo tube or cryo crystals, whatever you call them.
Crystals, yeah,
Uh,
the crystals.
yeah, so these cryo crystals are holding our bodies that are waiting for us to come back to them. Now,
Yeah.
our actual being self was placed into these human bodies that we have now. So when the commander actually says he's from Mars, he's not lying. He actually is from Mars. The commander and I have, been to school together. The commander and I have, grown up together. We've gone journeys together. We've traveled the universe together. And the commander is the commander of communications aboard one of their larger ships. So when that's why I think it's strange, because the commander in his human life actually does communications. So I think that's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, I do. And the thing is, when I was off planet, even before I had TikTok, and
Commander, I'm
before
going
I
to put
had,
you on hold for a second.
okay, no problem. And even before I had TikTok, folks, I'd been when I was off planet. It has nothing to do with the media. I actually communicated. I did intergalactic communications. We used crystals. Now we didn't use we used certain crystals that would help us on the ships. These crystals were used for intergalactic communications between different planetary spaceships and others throughout the areas that we were in. And that was the way we communicated. When I came here to growing up on Earth, I very much was using radio, being on radio for 21 years, and Facebook and now TikTok. So I was always involved in intergalactic communications off planet when I was not here on Earth with the Ashtar Command. And I took my consciousness into this realm of this would be considered primitive technology compared to the way we communicate off planet. But even now, I mean, for Earth-based technology, if you're human, it's not primitive. If you're thinking in human terms, it's pretty amazing. But if you were like coming from being off planet, dealing with intergalactic communications, is way different. It's way
Sorry
different.
about that. I had to let the dogs out.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So I was explaining to them how it's different for me when I came to Earth and being from Mars, how I can, Susie, good to have you with us and everybody coming in. How, like, she's right. April's very right that I have full consciousness when I come and do whatever I do. When I do my in-person workshops in Connecticut, I am fully conscious. I'm fully, even though I'm in stasis with my star body on the
Hmm.
spaceship, I came with the ability to be fully activated. Now, there's other things I can do if I'm in our space body that I can't do here. Obviously, I'll be fully activated that way, but I have some activated areas of my cellular structure from coming into the Earth body that if you've watched my show for over a year. I've done healings for people, remote healings as a conduit. There's things I can do that actually do affect people. I can affect my whole live show with the palm of my hands if I'm doing a thing where people need a healing. I've done it before. I've done it in my workshops. So I am activated, not a 1000%, but I'm activated just enough to, even though I'm in human form, I can do what I do. I'm going to turn it back over to April uh, and let her continue sharing about what's happening. I think you have your other phone on, correct?
My other phone is plugged in, yes.
Okay,
So
I heard my voice coming, but go ahead.
it's not on, but it's there. It's ready if they so choose to use it.
Okay, okay,
So anyway, so they show me the commander's body, and at that point I'm feeling absolutely nothing but love for the commander. He's my brother, and you're not going to tell me any different. At that time, that's when I realized, like, that how closely knit our families are. Our families are all best friends with each other. They sit on the council together. I got to step out one more time, Commander. I'm so
okay,
sorry.
no problem. So I can actually say that, before I met April, and I have a lot of good friends, but also people that I met through here. But when I met April, I automatically knew once she started telling me the story, and then she was being taken on board the ship by my father, Robar. One of the things you have to understand, we have biological Earth families, but we have non-biological star families that we are. Before we came to Earth, we had maybe brothers and sisters from another planet that we're connected with, but you've forgotten who they are, right?
Yeah. So I'm sorry.
So
I'm back. I only heard the end part of that,
no,
but
and I'm just telling them like what she's saying is true.
yeah.
As we've become friends, and with the fact that she has been taken aboard the Ashtar Command ship, that's how she met my father, who's off-planet father. So if you don't understand what that means, that's okay. But you will in time understand that this is the most amazing thing. And she'll go into a little bit more about this and how this is affecting what's going to be happening soon. But I'll turn it back over to April.
So at this point, I'm feeling nothing but absolute, love and connection with the commander. And they had also, I was gone for maybe about 5 hours with this specific trip. And they took me up into another room. I actually got to see Chesno's body, and they had explained to me his actual starseed body, or yeah, star being body. They took me to another room. Now, the first room that we were in, was the room where the chosen were, that's what they call them, the chosen. The chosen were kept. And then we went to another room where other people of importance are kept. And I got to see, because they knew that I had because they monitor, and I didn't know this until recently, that they had been monitoring all communications between me, the commander, not just between us, but all communications from
I
me,
didn't
the
know this
commander,
either. I had no
Johnny,
idea this was happening. Yeah, I didn't have
Johnny,
any idea.
Kit Kat, all four of us. They have been monitoring us our whole lives, communications, whole nine yards. They've been monitoring us to make sure that we were safe, and to make sure everything was good with us, but not to interfere with our human experiences and lessons we needed to learn. Anywho, so they took me into another room of with other star beings of importance. So they knew that Chesno and I had been starting to become close friends, and that I had been talking to him. So they knew who Chesno was, and so they took me to Chesno's starseed body, and they explained to me that Chesno was of importance to their well-being, and it was because Chesno had created a device using tones and vibrations and essentially their type of music to make their plants flourish. Now they were having troubles with their plants growing off of planet with the abundance. So they were having a lot of trouble with abundance, but then Chesno had created this device that would flows through these plants by vibration, tones, and sounds, and essentially music, that was helping their crops to flourish. I mean, they were just, I mean, it was like like a jungle walking into this place, like miles of a jungle, and it was all their crops and plants and things that they eat and all that good stuff. And Chesno made that happen by this device, so that's why he was in the room with the beings of importance. So I just thought that was really cool,
It was. Now,
And
Chesno,
Chesno
just
looks like that
oh, go
picture,
ahead.
a lot like that
Yeah,
picture. That's why I
he
keep going
does.
back to that picture. But Chesno does
Chesno
look
looks
just
like
like that
Chesno, yeah.
picture.
And also, Chesno is one of the people that I became friends with from TikTok. Even the people that aren't going on the ship, I've met Chesno. We became good friends, and he's a moderator on here as well. And so now he learns a little bit about that he's on the ship, and his star body's in stasis.
Uh-huh.
And he says, "I always built a way you never have to shovel your driveway soon." So that comes from his ability that he came to Earth with, all that consciousness of things that people would never figure. He has created something that is,
He's like
I
this
don't,
mad scientist, like on the
well, he
ship.
is,
Like
yeah,
he creates these beautiful things that helps the people. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
was such a huge help for him to do that, because that meant that we would be able to travel with our plants and our crops, and
yeah,
just and not have to worry about running out of food to feed everybody that was on these ships. And that was all due to Mr. Chesno's
right. He's amazing,
ingenuity.
you know.
So I just thought that was really cool too. I came back, and at that point I was only gone for about 40 minutes, maybe 35,
Mm-hmm,
40
mm-hmm,
minutes. And I was actually gone at their time for about 5 hours. And what they explained to me is they try to bring you back at close as close as they can to the time that they took you aboard ship, so you're not to lose any time
right,
on in the human world. So I also thought that that was very cool and considerate, but nobody
yeah,
knew I was gone. Like, they thought I was outside walking the dogs, and my dogs were just out there doing their thing, and they didn't even bark at these beings. Nothing. They had no
no,
reaction, like they weren't even there. And my dogs just went about their business, with the exception of my little dog tried to jump up on his leg,
yeah,
because he was excited to see him, but my
yeah,
other dogs
yeah.
didn't even bother with him. They just went about their business. Um, so, so then we come into we. I've had a few more visits since then, but this last visit was a visit of very importance. And I was gone with this last visit off of the Earth for over a week.
Over
Um,
a week.
over
That's
a week.
amazing. over a
And
week.
I had been I was brought to and I was brought to a few places around Earth. Stonehenge was the last place that I had gone to, or not the last place, but Stonehenge. We went to Stonehenge, and it was the middle of the day. Nobody could see this ship that we were in, and at this time, I am on one of their weather ships. I'm outside. I see weird things happening up in my mountains. I'm like, what's going on? Because I see ships all over the mountain, and I see these tornado things happening up on the mountain. So, of course, I'm
Wow.
filming it. And shortly thereafter, I ended up having contact and went with them. But these I'll explain about the tornado things in a few
Right.
minutes. But
And just to let people know, they're not actual tornadoes, but you'll get that. Go ahead.
okay, so, but from my camera, it looked like there was like these like five or six, seven tornadoes going down to the mountain, but they were very wispy tornadoes. That's the way it looked. But they ended up taking me on this sphere ship. So it's a round ship, and I actually got that ship when I was doing my filming. I got the ship on video, and so I took a snapshot, and that's also posted, and you can clearly see the ship coming out from, it's like sitting right above the top of a mountain, and you can see it like just above in the air in the above this mountain. And then you'll see another ship that was landed in the woods, which was lit up. But you can clearly make out this metal round sphere ship. So anyways, that was the ship that they took me on, and that ship is called that's their weather ship. And these weather ships, now the beings have an agreement with our plants, and this is going to sound very far-fetched, but it is absolutely true. Now, most people know that plants have consciousness. They have feelings. There's been like studies done about how if you like yell at a plant for a week, the plant doesn't do well, or if you're telling the plant that it's beautiful and you love it, it flourishes. Now, these beings have a long time ago figured out that they can communicate with nature, especially nature here on Earth, and they had communicated with our trees and had this agreement to borrow moisture from them, and they would take this moisture up on their ships, and they use this moisture for their cloaking for those ships that you see in the sky that are all cloaked in clouds, that are hiding in the clouds. That's where they get the cloud or that's where they get the capability of looking like the clouds, as they borrow the moisture from our trees. Now, when they're done with the using the moisture, and they've used it for whatever they need to use it for, they purify, clean this water, take all of our pollution out of it, and distribute it back to the much needed plants all over the world. And
Mm.
they know where to go. The plants communicate where they need the water to be, and they will put this water back. So that was what those tornado things were, and I got that on video too. So if you
She
guys
does. So
if you guys
people,
go on my page, you can see the moisture being put back into it, because I didn't know what was happening at first in the video, but
and you'll see
later
all
on,
her photos too, by the way. She has everything documented, so you'll
yes.
see it,
So
on her page. Go ahead.
so they purify and clean the water, and they give it back, and it's part of their way of helping us by doing it a little bit at a time. So anyways, I also ended up finding out that these sphere ships turn in have the capability of like shape shifting almost, so they can turn
Yeah.
into, so the ships, the tic tac ships, the ships that look like those star ships, like the
Uh-oh.
commander has recently posted some pictures of it. He'll show you right now.
Actually, my screen for the whole night I was good, and now my face has disappeared almost. Let me do
Mm.
this here. Hold a minute. I'm not going to get too grossed into that. My face changing. Let me just do this. I'm going to show you the ship. Maybe my TikTok will get back to where it is.
But these
Uh,
ships have the capability of changing shapes for whatever job it is that they need it to do. Anyway, so we're over Stonehenge at this point, And
Yes.
this is what the ship looks like. This is one of the shapes they can change into is this shape. Now, when it came up to me, it was a sphere, and then it slowly turned into like the shape without the points on the sides, and then the points started slowly to form. It stopped. It was like laying down flat, and then it stopped, and it lifted up, and it stood there. And this was after a snowstorm. The weather was nice the next day. I was out trying to shovel my driveway out, and the ship just shows up out of nowhere and stands upright and then sits there for a few seconds. So, of course, I got to be snapping pictures of it. So I got the picture of it. I only got the one, though. I was trying to take a video, but I hit
Yeah.
my photo by accident. But I got the picture anyway. And then it laid back down flat, shoop, and it was gone, took off. It
Yeah.
was like they were
And that's
stopping to say hi.
And this picture, by the way, everyone who's watching the show, 221 of you, she took the picture when she was outside. The ship stopped. It was vertical. The Ashtar ship stopped right in front of her in the sky, and she took the photo. This is an actual photo that she took after the snowstorm, the day after. And this is a weather ship. And as she's explaining it, this is one of the ships. And she's been on a few different ships of the Ashtar Command in Vermont, where she is, where she was taken aboard the ship by the first time by my father Robar, and she met her family, and so this is what they call one of the weather ships that can change its shape or formation. You're seeing an actual photo she actually took, and it's pretty amazing, folks. If you really take the time to look at it, it's a very clear picture. They wanted it to be known that they are here. So everything she does is, I want people to know, if you say, where's the documentation? She's documented everything. This is incredible, this photo, because it's one of the Ashtar Command ships. And they consciously wanted her to take a photo of it. And she did, and we're showing you it on here so you can see one of our spaceships from the Ashtar Command.
So, we went to Stonehenge, and for those of you who are curious about Stonehenge and want to know about Stonehenge, Stonehenge is actually a portal. It's a portal to jump through space and time, and it will pull you out to different parts of our Earth. So it was very cool. We went. It was daytime. Nobody could see this ship. Nobody saw us, and there were people out there just walking around, talking, eating. There was one kid that was taking a photo or something. He was hanging off the side of one of the pillars, and all of a sudden, this almost looked like an iris, like an eyeball opened up, and this light formed, and we went straight down to it like fast. So we went really fast, and we went right into it, and then it almost felt like I was being stretched like taffy a little bit.
Wow.
And it didn't hurt or anything, but it was just a really strange sensation. And then, like, within seconds, we popped out by this island. Now we continued around the island slowly, and then we went into the water, into the ocean. I don't know where this island was located at, but it was like way out in the middle of the ocean. It was beautiful too. But we went down alongside this island, and as we're traveling through the water downwards, the island was apparent that it was a huge mountain that was underneath the water, and the top of the mountain was the island. Anyways, inside of this mountain, it was a star base. It was one of the smaller
Wow.
star bases, and it was actually where the mer people, who are not from our planet, are brought here from other planets when their water is becoming very toxic to them, so it's not livable. So they
Right.
have been coming here for hundreds of years and bringing these mer people here, mer babies. And they bring them in these little, not little, but they're eggs. They
Thank
look
you,
like
Deborah.
egg sacs. That I went
Yeah.
into several different rooms because there's different species of mer people. And I got to actually, when we went into the these different caverns. I
Yeah.
got to see different types of species of mer people. Like one type was on these big giant seaweed things, almost like frog eggs were placed on these, and these were mer babies. And then there was a one where they were like on almost like they were stuck on these metal poles, like lines of these metal poles, and there was water
Mhm.
cascading down them in a pool at the bottom, a pool of like seawater at the bottom of underneath them, like they were like when they hatch they like fall into this water. But it was really cool how they had all these different rooms for the different species.
Hmm.
Anyways, I got to meet one of several mer people actually, and they were talking to me about now, mind you, the suits that they place you in, the Ashtar Command suits,
Yeah.
come equipped with translation devices in them. So
Oh,
they will
wow.
translate any language from across the universe, any language from across the world. It will translate into a language that I can understand. So these mer people were having a whole conversation with me about how they had been doing secret nuclear testing under the ocean waters underneath our noses without us knowing, and they were polluting the water horribly, the ocean waters, that it was affecting their species so much that hundreds of these mer babies are being washed up on shore. Now they've tried to collect up all of their unalived babies that they could, but you know, of course, the government got in there and took some of them too. They couldn't
Yeah.
get them all, but the ones they got most of them. Um, Anyways, they were talking to me about how our water was so polluted now, and it was just not affecting us, but it's also affecting them and different species, and that it was causing deformities in them, and it was killing their young, and you know how horrible the water has been and recently, and it's been getting worse. So they talked to me about that, and I was there for a few days in talks with these mer people and talking. You know, they showed me different species, and you know, they took me to one of their underwater cities, which it was really cool, and it's cool how they use they're a lot like how the fairies and
Yeah, they are.
beings of that realm is they use our own light to cloak themselves with. So like submarine could go past right past one of these cities and not even know that the city was there.
And
And then you
that's because they're very advanced, right? April, the
yes.
cities are so advanced that on our frequency level, we would not be able to see them normally
No,
because of those. And I'm going to let her explain the cities, folks. The cities are amazing.
are
They're actually
absolutely
cities
amazing.
that are they're in
And for
clouds,
those of
right?
you
They're in the
who have been
clouds.
well, so those of you who have been curious about the pyramids, now the pyramids are all over the world, and they are also under our ocean waters. Now these pyramids are used to use our natural energy that our Earth creates from nature and just from all over the place. They use these pyramids to draw natural energy. They also use it for communications and other things. But these pyramids create like energy, like free energy from our own natural resources. They don't have to like dig up stuff or use oil or anything like that to create energy. They use our own natural energy to light up these cities. They also use the plant life, the natural plant life from deep in the ocean, to use for lighting and whatnot for their cities. It's really really cool, guys. A lot of it, like they have so many different things down there. It's actually really amazing. I could sit here all night and talk about it, but I want to
She
move
has
on with
lots
the
of
story
she
a
has
little
lots
bit.
of information. So she's on the show. Just like I'm going to do a little non-commercial commercial. You're watching Encounters, the part two. This is the Ashtar Command Q&A. And April is our guest. You're getting a rundown for a lot of the new people of what's going on here, and we'll lead up into
Hi,
some things that are
Jersey.
going
I'm
to
sorry. I
things
just
are
said
gonna,
hello.
oh, no, no, that's all you can say that. Some things that are coming up soon, which is we're going to get eventually into that. Also, I'm going to sing a song tonight for Commander Robar and my family on the ship. And and so I'm going to be singing them a song a little bit later. We're at 43.5 on the Earth here on TikTok, 43,000 likes. We need to get to 100,000 likes. So I'd like to get everybody, welcome all the new people to the show. If you're just coming in here, this is where it's happening on social media. Forget YouTube and all the other garbage. It's happening right here. You're learning about something that's going to be happening real soon. And April is, my special guest for our Ashtar Command segment tonight. And we're going to turn it back over to her. Just want you to know, please feel free to gift during the show. Gift me. I appreciate all the gifts, your TikTok gifts. Become a subscriber. All that stuff. April is, raising money to come down here through TikTok gifting. So she'll be here April 13th for our special Ashtar Command Encounters program. We're going to have, I'm going to let April talk about more as we learn more about it from our family on the ship. They'll tell us, what's going to happen with the intergalactic realm of communications. But go ahead, April.
So anyway, so I got to go to their city, and they had talked to me about a lot of things. I was there for a couple of days. And then we went back onto the weather ship, and we took off out of the ocean and went straight up into our atmosphere, where while we were going up this round sphere ship, and this is gonna sound weird, but it almost sounded like a really low tone, like the Transformers. That's what it sounded like to me, the noise that it was making while it was the ship was transforming. But the ship started to transform, and it transformed into one of those, I was going to say TikTok, Commander, but the Tic Tac shape
Tic Tac.
ship. And we cruised along almost like it was a little submarine,
Oh
and
my
we cruised
gosh.
along the atmosphere, and then we stopped at this cloud, and um this platform kind of came out of the cloud, and we just dead stopped in the air, and this platform comes out of this cloud, and the cloud starts to clear a little bit. And isn't there this cloud city up there? It's a city made out of
Wow.
almost the same material, of metal. There was these buildings that, like high rises and stuff, that look like tall apartment complexes that were made out of the same type of metal as the ship was made out of.
Wow.
These are like pop-up cities. They can take them down as quickly as they put them up. And they have these cities that are cloaked in the clouds, which they use our moisture to for their cloaking. And then the city is also covered with this. It's almost like an energy net that, when our wildlife flies into the net, it like freezes them, but it doesn't kill them.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're not unalived, and they excuse me, they dead stop on these nets, and then someone will come along and collect them all up, take them away from the city where they're not going to get caught up in it again, and then let them go. There was
Hmm.
also, they had told me about an airplane that had gotten caught in their net too, and they actually took the plane and drug it along and let it
Wow.
go, let the plane go like it was
Amazing.
wildlife. They let it
Yes.
go, and
They freed the plane. There you
yeah,
go. Right.
but
That's a
nobody,
good thing.
but they erased the people's memories on the thing so that people didn't know, so they weren't traumatized that they had gotten stuck in this like
Oh, okay.
thing. So anyway, so they let those, they sent the airplane on its way. But they have these nets, and it's weird because it's like it just freezes them. They're just
Mhm.
froze. It's crazy, but
And
um
April, could I bring James up, my co-host? He wants to
sure.
come up with a. All right, I'll bring James up. Let me see here. All right, and James is my friend over
Wait a
in
second.
Florida.
I know you did not just ask Friends with Fairies for permission to bring me up, Commander.
I'm sorry, James. Can you forgive me?
Do
He did.
not make me come up there and have a sit down with you. Hello,
Uh,
everybody.
I'm sitting down right over here right now on this very comfortable chair, James.
Did you get
So
a new chair or something? You look like you're chilling, Commander.
I'm chilling on this. I've had this chair for months. I got it last year.
You got a good vibe going tonight, Commander.
Yeah. And so, James, April. Do you have any questions regarding what's happening
So
as she's
yeah, what
telling
I
the story?
wanted to say was, so this net is disabling the ships,
Yeah, it like freezes them. It like freezes
like
them
an
midair. So
EMP type thing.
yeah, so all these things that people are saying, oh, the Matrix is broken, and they keep seeing these birds like stuck in midair, and that people are saying that the Matrix is broken and that the Matrix is glitching and stuff like that. That's not. It's because of these cloud cities with these like net things around them that catch these things, so they're not injured or hurt, and then they take
Yeah.
them and they release them other places, so they're not getting caught back up in the net.
And they really do care, people, to know. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the show, and also with the Ashtar Command. I've been with them before I ever did TikTok or whatever. The Ashtar Command people care about all our lives. They care about all life on just about every planet out there. But it happens to be right now we're going through what we're going through, and they care about every single life form on our planet. They really do. You know.
So, anyways, on they have these like almost like apartment complexes on in these cloud cities, and this is where they go to live. They live in these cloud cities. It's because they can't be on these ships all the time. They have to have some place to be. So they have these cloud cities are all over the place. And like those motherships with the waiting ships, they move them they call it moon cycles. Every moon cycle they will move their position, so they're not in the same spot all the time. But they use the moisture from our or from our trees and stuff to create the cloaking capabilities, so people do not see these. And every once in a blue moon someone will catch these cities, catch like pictures of them and things like that, because I don't know why they're catching them, but maybe it's the way the light is. I'm not sure, but every once in a while, like, you'll see people posting these pictures of cities in the clouds, and that's them. That's
Yeah.
them. That's those cloud cities that they have up. And they have these like round like they're like domes, they're like dome buildings. And some of them live, like multiple families will live in these domes, or they have like workplaces in these domes, like where they keep the machines to purify the water and clean it. Which on okay, so when I got off the ship and that platform came out and we all got off and got onto this platform, we started walking down this like long platform path thing. I There was a being waiting at the end of the platform, some other beings, but the one being, it was like he seemed like he was in charge, and he was a tall being, about 8 foot. He was the same type of being as the commander's father, and he had a short, clean cut beard, and he was pretty serious guy. He was like all business, and he introduced himself, and then he went on to say that his name was Gerard, and he introduced himself as the commander's brother.
Yeah, so just to, now I will chime in a little bit. So I do have, like I said, what I'm teaching people now is you have biological parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, relatives here on Earth, right? But you also don't know this. You have family off planet that are star people from other planets where you come from originally. You might have completely forgotten this. Probably half of you don't even realize you have another family besides your mom and dad here on Earth, and your brother or your little brother or your 25-year-old brother or whatever. You all have a non biological cosmic star family out there somewhere in the universe. You all do. Every one of you does. Even if you don't even know what this is about, you do. And the other part of it is, not only do you have that, um, but Gerard is one of my brothers. I have sisters on board this ship that I don't remember them because obviously I'm living this life. But we're going to get into a little bit later about what's going to be happening and how this is so important. How they chose the space people on the ship. My father Robar and her father and the others on the ship, they had already planned out choosing people around the planet. And I'm sure this is not the end of it. There are other people, starseeds or whoever they are, that are being chosen that will be contacted at some point, I believe, within the next 3 years. But I also know that we're being prepped, the three of us, Kit Kat, who's in here from Long Island, Johnny, who's in New Jersey, I'm in Connecticut, and April, who's been on the ship 8 times already, is in northern Vermont. So well, I'm going to try to get a map and map it and do a line chart between with the areas of where we are per town to see what the what it looks like on the imaging. I'm going to try to figure that out in the morning. So this is not something she created. She didn't select anybody. She was actually contacted by her father within the Ashtar Command physically. Physically. All right. So you have to understand this is not like a daydream or a channeling or going out of body in a dream state and having a hope. This is really happening. This is totally happening. And when I say we are together, the four of us, and the connection I have with April and her star family on the ship, you know, it's as real as we are here live, speaking with everybody here on the show. So I want people to be understanding of this. We're trying to educate you to be ready for what's happening here. No other TikTok, no other YouTube is going to have this information of what's happening here. It's happening here. I'm on radio for 21 years. I am on an NPR station. I've had recently, I had April on my show not too long ago because of what's happening. I put her on my radio show. It's a pretty big station, and we reach all over the world. And so everything she's sharing with you is absolutely 100% true. And this picture is a picture she took a few days ago after a big snowstorm. And this is a weather ship. This is an Ashtar Command ship. So if anyone says, we don't have any clear photos, open your eyes and look at this picture. It's amazing. In broad daylight, for a moment, they vertically showed themselves, and she got the photo. Look at this. Take a look at the camera. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Focus, focus, focus. See? And this is one of the ships. Now, there are many ships. This is one of many ships of the Ashtar Command. Just wanted to just give them sort of a narrated idea. I'm going to turn it back over to April.
Wait, Commander, I got one question.
Yeah.
One question about the ship for April.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, how tall would you say that ship was?
It was actually really big. It was probably about two large trees high. It was pretty big. It was pretty pronounced, and I was very surprised that nobody had seen it. Nobody had said anything, but there was really, I mean, when I was out there, it was like nobody out, but you know what I mean? I mean, this thing was like, it stood out. It came across very quickly, and it was in a sphere form, and then it started to shape shift into this form, except for it didn't have the points on the sides. It was like the long body part of it, and then the point started to form, and it was like laying down flat, and then it stopped, dead stopped above my forest, and then leaned upwards, stood there for a second, went back down, and then shot off.
Damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
And is that,
You know,
James,
I
isn't
had
that
a
picture
dream.
that
I had a
amazing, right?
dream. The only reason I'm asking this is because I had a dream and it was about, contact, like mass contact, like, first contact, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And I mean, in my dream, I'm not gonna lie, it looked just like the dang ship you're showing right there. But in my dream, it was huge.
Yeah, the ship
Like
was pretty
I
big.
was in Florida, but this thing was like in Ohio, and I could see it from Florida.
Yeah.
That's how big it was. I mean, you're
That's
talking
big.
miles long,
Oh
miles
yeah.
tall.
James, there are Ashtar Command ships that are miles long. Actually, it's for people that say, "Well, how could it be possible?" There are actually spaceships of the command that are miles long
Yes,
in
there
space.
are. Yes, there are.
Yeah,
There are huge ones. Huge, huge,
well,
huge. I told you
you
guys
know,
about the one that went over my mountains. Like these mountains are like hundreds of miles like apart, and this ship covered three mountaintops. It was huge. It was like 10 big cities all together, like huge. This thing was just massive, and it was moving slow, and there was a bunch of ships floating around it and in front of it.
Yeah, yeah. What you were saying, James, is true. I mean, that you had the dream that these ships. I mean, even before I knew anybody here, my friend Ashtar Athena in L.A. told me many years ago that many of these ships, the big ships, are miles long. You'd be if a miles long ship ever appeared in the Earth's atmosphere, people would be like looking with their,
well,
just looking at it.
that one in the ocean is what, 5 miles long?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that our friend
5 miles
Tom Shy
long,
talked
what,
to,
two
5 miles
miles
long,
wide?
and it's one of the spaceships in the ocean, the Pacific, and that was last year.
They
Our
have
friend Shy.
they explained to me as there are seven major space stations for the space beings that are under the water, and several smaller ones, and these are all over our world, all over the
Yeah,
place underneath our oceans.
right
And
now.
their cloaking capability is absolutely amazing because, submarines, like I said, could go past these things and would not even see them.
No, they won't even see them because the ships are cloaked with a mechanism where they can't be detected on radar. Even the ships that show up
April,
in the
can I
command
ask
now.
you a crazy question?
Go ahead.
Can maybe, I don't know if you can ask a fairy or a Bigfoot or
Uh-huh.
an ET, but I got a question because
Just ask. They're listening.
I went to this place today in Florida,
Uh-huh.
and I had to
I'm
take an
going.
airboat
I'm
to get
going
there.
now.
I'm gonna be posting the videos later tomorrow, but I had to take an airboat to get there, and it was deep, deep in the swamp jungle
Mm-hmm.
type stuff. And I mean, we saw gators and everything, but there was this area where the guy was telling me that it was like old Seminole Indian area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this area, there is a concentration of birds, and I'm not going to mention the birds because they kind of want the area
Yeah,
you
they
know.
want a secret. I get it.
Yeah, so but there's this congregation of birds, and um, it's no other place in the world these birds congregate like this. Like in the regular world, they're sporadic. Like, they kind
Hmm.
of fly in flocks, but not really. But
Right.
I mean, I saw thousands of these birds, and there was like even like weird colored ones that you don't see anywhere else. And the guy said, he's like, this area is real spiritual. And I'm not gonna lie, like as soon as he killed the engine and we just started like floating into the water, and we were just going with the current, man, I felt something that I've never felt before.
I
And
James, before you even go any farther, I'm going to tell you what you were feeling, and what you were feeling is you were being basically transported into, you were half in and half out our dimension, and you were partially in the dimension where the fairies are. So you
well,
were
listen,
partial. That's why you felt so like, it felt magical, like that you just had this like really, you felt the energy, you felt the shift, you felt like you weren't quite there, but you were quite there. That's why you were getting that feeling, is because you were
listen,
partially in and
let me
partially
tell
out
you
of the
guys
dimension.
how serene and calm it was. I was 3 feet away from a 7 foot gator, and I wasn't even scared. And I got a picture of this bad boy, and she was just chilling. She had her baby on her back, and the water was purple. The water, the guy was saying that it's the only spring in Florida where the water comes out purple. So anyway, maybe I
That's
want you
absolutely.
to
There are a few parts.
ask your ET contacts or anybody in the realms, you know, what's going what is going on over there. And I'm
There are
gonna
parts, James. There
talk
are
more
parts.
about it on my podcast tomorrow, but man, it was wild.
There are parts of the world where the veil is thinner. And so I believe, James, I'm like 90% sure that you were in actually one of those places. That's exactly what it sounds like. Because I feel like there's a spot on my property that's like that as well. Where when you go into it, it's like almost like you're partially in their realm, but you're still in our realm. So it's like you're in between realms, and that's where you get that calm, like not fear, and it feels very surreal, being in there, and it's so serene. And
Look
I
at
was
that,
looking at
man.
that picture.
I
I was
was
looking at the
in
picture
there.
you posted. Like, there's so many beings in there. I'm gonna have to take a snapshot and see if I can point them out to you.
I'm gonna be posting them, but man, shoot. I was in the thick of it.
I'm still here. We have something going on.
Oh
I'm still
man, it
here.
won't let me show this one picture. Sorry, Commander. Go ahead.
So yeah, I was looking at that, and yeah, there's several beings in there. I'm not surprised you didn't feel like that. There's several spots in the world, James, that have where the veil is thinner than in the rest of the world, and it sounds like this place that you went to was probably one of those places, which is why it was probably so spiritual to the indigenous people that live
Listen,
there.
look at this water, guys. This is we were so far deep into the water that it was undisturbed. It was that's water. That green, that is water. I mean, this stuff was just it took us like 40 minutes on an airboat to get to where we were.
So maybe she shouldn't be taking it.
Absolutely.
Oh man, commander's having a domestic he better mute his mic.
I don't know how to mute his mic.
Yeah.
But
So,
anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're gonna have a comedy hour. Da 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 da. April, tell us about the cream cheese.
Will she be able to go back to bed? Or do you think
Listen, April, when you were talking about the cream cheeses, I was like it was like Bubba Gump when he was going over the shrimp.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah, right. Go to
but
commercial. So yeah,
yeah,
anyways, guys,
where she
yeah.
anyways, Commander follows
I
those
know.
rules.
Like, keep trying to talk so nobody's listening to the commander.
She's gonna have to go to the doctor tomorrow, I think.
But anyways,
Yeah.
but that's beautiful, James. That is absolutely stunning, and it looks like. So you see how green that it is, and how
And
undisturbed it
you
is.
know the
That's what
side
it
effects.
looks like
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
spirit realm. It's
undisturbed, all right.
is beautiful, and I bet you, because they were saying that you were saying that they were saying that this place is very spiritual, and I bet you that's why. It's because there's few places around the world where the veil is thinner than it is in the rest of the world, and that's why you got the feeling that you were like in some magical place, is because that's why you probably were. That's what it looked
Man,
like
I
to
saw
me.
like you know when you watch The Lion King in the beginning and like
Yeah,
all the birds are flying all together,
yeah.
like I saw stuff like that and I got it on camera too.
Were you about
It's
to
going to
grab
be
an
awesome.
alligator and hold it over your head and say, "This is my
Actually,
son"?
before I got on the airboat, I did hold an alligator and I got a picture of it. Yep, I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk more about it on the podcast tomorrow night.
Okay, awesome.
So you guys better tune in if you want to hear about this, because I got a story from this guy about the Seminole Indians, and
Mm.
man, it is awesome. Just the story that he was telling us, and not just story, but there's like a history that I believe that it's unknown, because who will win, the Gator or James? The Gator was one. When the Gator finally moved, because the Gator was just chilling right there, wasn't moving, was just, we're looking at the Gator's looking at me in the boat, because it's an airboat. So once you turn the engine off, you have no control. We had oars and stuff, but we kind of just wanted to, you want to go with the flow, because you don't want to really disturb the wildlife, the water too much. So we just skirt into this grass, like where this picture is. We just skirt right into that little bush area over there, and this gator was just chilling out. And we watched it for about 35, 45 seconds, and then she moved. And as soon as she moved, man, I jumped back. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared, because those things can jump. And wait till you see the pictures. I mean, I was only like a foot off the water, and I'm on a flat platform. I'm in an airboat.
Is this when you picked
So
up the alligator?
no, I picked up the alligator at the dude's house.
Oh, was it like a pet? Was it a pet one?
No, no, no. They have an alligator farm.
Oh, okay.
Not a farm, but like, they had a little.
Did you
They got
do
a
like,
little.
did you
They
do
got
a Joe
gators.
Dirt and put your head in one of their mouths?
No, hell
You didn't
no.
do Joe Dirt.
Yeah, it was. Listen, it was a pet. It was like their pet. They put tape around its mouth, and they let me hold it.
That's funny. That's
What
funny.
happened to Commander? I hope everything's okay. Good golly, I'm gonna pray for him. By the Ashtar Command, April, you better send your UFOs over there. I hope his daughter's okay, or his wife's okay.
James, when we're
Oh
done, go look
boy,
at my page.
oh boy.
Go look at my
Why
page when we're
why
done.
tonight?
I
Why
caught a little
tonight,
elf.
Commander? You got to do this to me, because I was not planning on, really having to do all of this entertaining tonight. Yeah, man. Somebody beam Commander up, Eddie. I don't know how to mute the mic. So
I
wait, April, did you hear what I said about about the cream cheese? Where I
mm,
was like, when you were talking about all the different flavors of cream
yeah,
cheese,
I
I'm
didn't hear that.
dying laughing. I'm picturing Bubba Gump talking about all of his different, all the
Shrimp
different shrimp.
gumbo.
Yeah,
He got some shrimp gumbo, some garlic shrimp.
I'm
Gar-
done. I'm done. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all give me entertainment. Y'all give me. I'm writing a damn book, and you're a whole chapter in it, April, because
I'm my own type of crazy.
oh man, everybody, we're all our own type of crazy. And somebody asked if I've tried gator. I live in Florida. I don't know anybody that hasn't tried gator in Florida.
Gator tastes fishy to me.
You gotta know. Well,
It
it
does.
depends on the cut. It
It has
depends
that fish
on
tank
the
under its face.
situation. It depends on where it is, because I had a tenderloin off of I don't know what part. I'm guessing the tail, but it was like a man. Let me tell you what it was. Like, how there's like steak,
Yes.
like a sirloin, but then there's filet mignon.
Oh yeah.
So
You had like the filet mignon of gator.
right, right. So, and it was better than, it was comparable to the best piece of chicken you ever had.
Oh, okay. See, I've tried it before. I don't know what part I tried, but I tried it. I've tried beefalo. I've eaten a scorpion. I've eaten ants. I've had
Oh
all kinds of
yeah,
crazy. I believe in trying
I'll
everything at
try
least
anything
once.
once.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've tried gator, and I didn't.
I
I
had brain.
felt like it had like almost like a fish tank taste to it. So I couldn't do
Oh,
it.
I
I
figured
couldn't do
out
it.
what happened with Commander. I noticed it as soon as I saw him when I came on.
You forgot to mute your mic, Commander. We were
He's
trying to.
got he's got he's got he's got diarrhea. He
Now,
had to go to the
now,
bathroom.
now, I had to tell you, I had to get more cider, but I didn't get it yet. But you guys have been doing great. I'm
Did you?
still
Oh
here.
my God, guys! Wait a second. Did you just get off of the live and go yell at your wife? Hey, where's my gosh darn apple cider, woman? I'm on my live. I'm on TikTok, damn it. I'm trying to pay the electric bill. You better get me my damn cider.
I just had contact with a space being. That's why I wasn't on here for a minute. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, tell us all about it.
No, it's all good. But no, it's just my daughter. I had to take care of something with her because she's not feeling good. But it's all good. She'll be. We're taking care of her. I mean, she'll be all right. And we're
That's
back.
good.
You
And
know.
we're back. Yes. No, we were just laughing. He was saying that when I was talking about the cream cheese, he said he kept laughing to himself because he thought like all he could think of was Forrest Gump when Bubba Gump was talking about the all the different kinds of shrimp his mom
Yeah.
makes or that he's had, and so I was laughing. I was like, "Yep, we got some shrimp gumbo and some." I don't know.
Hey,
We
wait a second. Brad, you got somebody in the chat. Their name is Bradderall, and
Yeah, I
I
know.
gotta say, sometimes he posts some videos, and I really like him, so I'm giving him a shout out.
Yeah, most definitely. So like now that I'm back here, I still. Oh, she will. She'll get better. It's when you have
Good
kids.
man. I was hoping you weren't having a domestic disturbance.
No, no, we're
You
good.
were getting yelled at.
The commander is definitely good, but yeah, she wasn't feeling well and she had fever last week, so she's going through some other stuff, and hopefully she'll feel better.
Are you doing okay, Commander?
I'm doing good. I'm doing excellent. I just want to make sure she's okay.
I was just curious, am I the only one tapping, or is people tapping? And we tap tippity tapping here, guys?
I'm not doing anything. We
We're
want to
at
get to
61 right now.
100,000,
Yeah.
61,000 likes. So as we were talking about the ship before, okay, Brad Dell says I'm seeing a aura around Commander. Okay, I'm showing still the ship here. I'm gonna go back to my other thing here. Let me go back to that.
No, Commander. There's something. I don't know, man. There's something different. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but
Yeah,
It's maybe because
he
he
got
needs a
some
hat and a
aura.
mustache on. Maybe because he needs a hat and a
No,
mustache.
man. No, it ain't about that. He's got his aura. Something's different. Something is different.
here I am right here.
He's the commander.
Oh hell. Commander looks stressed. I don't think I would stressed is the word I would use, Larry. Stressed isn't the word I was going. Yeah, he's shaved up. Look at him. He looks like $1,000,000. Look at you, Commander. Did you go
Thank you
Good.
work
very
out
much.
today? Did you
Thank you
work
very
out
much.
today?
What I
You just
need,
inspired me. You want me to go hit the treadmill? I'm gonna go hit the treadmill. It's 12:30 at night, but I'm gonna go hit the treadmill just for you, Commander.
I want to actually sing a song. I have a song I was listening to today by what's his name? He's a folk artist, and he said, "I'm going home to Carolina." Let me see if I have the song here.
That's on
Alexa,
country road.
I want the song by "Going Home to Carolina."
Going Back to Carolina by
Alexa,
Adam
stop.
Church on
Alexa, stop.
Amazon Music.
Alexa, turn off. Alexa, stop. Oh, forget it. Hold on a minute.
You got it, man, Commander. Oh shoot, Commander. What is he? Country road, take me home. Is that the one he's talking about? April, why don't you sing Commander's song?
I just got the other Alexa app turned off. So hell, his name is oh yeah, Taylor. What's his name? Taylor is the name. His name is um, Alexa. Play the song "I'm Going Home to North Carolina."
Here's I'm Going Home to Be with Jesus.
No, I don't want Jesus. I'm not going home to be with Jesus. Stop.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Alexa, stop. Okay, I think it's he's a folk.
We need help from the chat here. We need help from the chat.
You know what?
Somebody
I
go
know.
in the chat and Google the lyrics. Take me home to
No, it's
James
actually
Taylor,
Carolina.
Carolina on my mind.
Oh, James Taylor. James
Thank
Taylor.
you,
That's it.
Commander, I'm going to step down for a few minutes.
Courtney, number one.
Okay, I'll let you
Courtney,
step
number
down.
one.
She'll be back. But I'm going to sing this song. Alexa, play James Taylor. I'm going home to North Carolina.
I couldn't find I'm Going Home to North Carolina, but here is other music by James Taylor.
Oh, this is the song. Here's this one.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone.
I'm going to sing a song here.
Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you.
Alexa, play James Taylor, Carolina on My Mind.
Carolina in My Mind by James Taylor on Amazon Music.
This is the song. Here we go. I'm going to sing this song to the Ashtar Command.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine?
Can you just hear the... I'll get to the song in a minute.
Maybe just like a friend of mine to hit me from
Alexa,
behind.
play the instrumental of I'm Going to Carolina on My Mind, the instrumental version.
Here's In My Mind, I'm Going to Carolina by Classic Rock Instrumental on Amazon Music.
Okay, I'm getting ready for the song here. I'm going on a spaceship. We're gonna take a nice trip. We're gonna go over the universe. I'm going on a spaceship very soon. I'm going away for a time to see the ships and coming back with information for you. As we travel the universe and as we go, I've got a spaceship on my mind. Traveling the universe, with a time to go now. What we learn and show now, what we get and when we go, flows in harmony. And I'm getting ready soon to take a trip. When we go far away, we see the places we never see, and we enjoy the company. Our star family is out there. We just have to listen. And I'm going on a spaceship in my mind. I'm going on a ship beyond earth. The love we have for everyone is pure. And someday you'll wake up and take a trip. Someday in your mind. This is CmdrAleon, the host of Encounters, singing a song for the Ashtar Command. And know we love you. Know we love you. Love is what we have for all of humankind. And I'll take a trip on a spaceship very soon. A few of us will be going, will be even flowing. The love in our heart that we have can never end at all. Alexa, stop. So that's my song that I was singing today. I hope you enjoyed my Galactic Song of Light on this special edition of Encounters. I'm just CmdRAleon. So not only do I give you information, but in the songs I sing, there's a message, right? When I sing,
Ooh.
there's a message. James, how did you
Gave me
enjoy
chills,
the...
Commander.
Oh, thank you.
Man, let me tell you what. You gave me chills, man. You killed it.
Thank you. You know, and I when we have these special nights, I sing because they're listening. They actually, believe it or not, they can listen to us from the ships, and they listen to us. They can monitor us, so they hear the song. Oh, thank you, friends and furry. I sang that for Commander Robar, my father, your father, the people on the ship. When Friends of Fairy comes back up, I'm going to have that. She has the other phone on. I'm turning it over to them to send a message through music. I make up my own songs. I basically make up my own songs here, and the words just come out. You know, I just make the songs up. I didn't write anything. My consciousness just flows. So I'm going to sing another song. I don't need the Alexa app to get there. Let me just do this here. I'm bringing Friends and Furries back up. So I'm actually turning it over to Commander Robar and your father and the people on the ship to select something they want to play. That song was for my family, and I love them so much. You know. So we'll just see what happens. We do this when we communicate with them. We do this through music. I love to sing. I don't know if I was singing songs when I'm on the ship, but I do like to sing, songs.
It was absolutely beautiful, Commander. You tugged at my heartstrings, and it
Oh,
was
okay.
better that it had the music behind it because it was a lot more emotional. It
Yeah.
really was. I thought it
It's
was
just
really special.
yeah. So you don't know what they're going to do, but if they want to play a song through messaging, that's how they will do it.
Hang on.
Oh, they're playing a song. I think this is from the Ashtar
I'm
Command
getting to the
folks.
phone. Hang on. Here we go. Quiet.
think about the generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children, so that they know it's a better world for them and think if they can make it a better place. There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better
Make it a
place
better place
for you
for
and for me
you and for
and
me
the
as
entire
the
human
entire
race.
human
There
race.
are people dying if you care enough for the living. Make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. There are dreams, stop existing and start living. And it feels that always love's enough for us growing. Make a better world, make a better world. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if you care enough for living. Make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were received and will reveal a joyful face. And while we once believed, we will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep straining when we started crucifying soul? It's plain to see this one is heavenly. Because love can fly so high, and our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we'll cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you cared enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if you care enough for living. Make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if you care enough for living. Make a better place for you and for me.
Wow. And that was in response to
You are
my
so
singing.
fun. Wow.
Yeah. For people watching this, that was coming from our Ashtar Command Spaceship. Commander Robar, your father, they chose the song on her other phone to send that message through the music. So if you're not used to what you're hearing here, everything we say is real. Everything we are doing here is real. We came from off planet to Earth. All of you, many of you did, and this is to give the message, the music. You understood the song. We didn't know what they were going to choose from from their perspective. And so I'm going to sing them another song. And this is going to be a song. I have no idea what it is, but I'm going to sing them a song because I love my family
Commander,
up there. Yes.
somebody asked in the chat if the ETs like listening to music, and I think absolutely.
Oh, yeah. They, absolutely. When we're on our home planets, we create music. All of our families create music. We love music. And yes, yes, they do. The word is yes. We love music, you know. Um, yes, so I'm going to sing another song for them. This is a point where this is a communication of messaging through music. And I'm going to sing Commander Robar, my non-biological father, a song. So if you're not familiar with what's going on here, this show is being recorded. You'll be able to listen to it on YouTube. Within 24 hours, I'll have it on there. But I'm going to sing another song now, and this song will be. I have no idea what it's going to be. And then I'm going to turn it back over to my family on the ship to choose another song to message you. That other song really is very important, and you understood the message and the music. So I'm going to close my eyes here. Give me a moment. When I first came to the planet Earth, I knew nothing. I was just an infant coming here. I chose to be in human form when I came here, to learn everything there was to see and hear. As I was a child growing up on planet Earth, I experienced everything there is. The good and not so good, all of it was here. I went through it just like anybody would. So when I came to Earth, I chose to be here now. I chose to be a volunteer on mission. I left my family behind. They were sad that I went, but I came here to complete the mission. In the human experience that I have had today, in all my life, in every single way, I found that being here allowed me to remember the things that I wish to see and be. The light that we are, that isn't very far, it is right in our soul. If we are to wake up and see it when we wake up, we'd see it glowing bright, you know. We all have that light, that very special light, when we come to earth that we forget. But as we mature and we wake up and more, we will now be able to succeed. Succession is the ability to create the light and love that we of the Ashtar Command bring back to earth from above. Our families love you all, and that is tall and small. It doesn't matter where you are. From the seas and ground, you can never frown. We're never that far, you know. Our love for people on earth, since you gave your birth, is never forgotten at all. Everyone here has a star family out there. You just haven't met them all. The Ashtar Command loves you, and so do I as too, that we bring forth our love. When you wake up, you'll see a dove above, and then you will feel the love. We are here for you, to help you grow into, to be that being you are. The Ashtar Command is here, and please don't have any fear. We're here to help you all get far. Peace on earth is true, and it can happen too, and that's why we're here now. To understand what's happening, you have to allow yourself the time to listen now. We are here for you. We're here right now. Our ships are coming from near and far, and soon you will see that everything will be as peaceful as the star. That's my song.
Oh, Commander, that was pretty. I like that one.
Yeah, that's my song. I send
We
that
ought to
to
patent
everyone.
these little songs that you sing all the time. They're like so like they tug at the heartstrings.
Oh, thank you. And that also is a song of remembering who we are. When we came to Earth, when I came from the ship, when I came from the volunteering to be here,
Thank you, Yo-Yo.
it wasn't an easy decision to come here. You understand, I'm fully conscious, and to come here now when I was a baby, I was just innocent, just a baby. It's all babies. But as you,
Hang on,
oh, they're
Panda.
playing. They're playing a song now.
Well, I guess we're having a dance party tonight.
I guess.
Do you ever feel this so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's a spark in you. You just gotta ignite the light.
They like Katy Perry.
Shine just on the night, like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you work. Make 'em go, as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, you're gonna leave 'em all in You don't have to feel like a wasted space. You're original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds after a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe a reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time, you know you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you work. Make 'em go, as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, you're gonna leave 'em all in boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you worth. Make 'em go, as you shoot across the sky. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon.
And this is a portion of the show. If you're watching a show and you don't know what's happening here, April is in Vermont. Her second phone, the Ashtar Command uses to communicate through messaging. So that music was selected by either Commander Robar or your father or someone on the ship. I don't know which one selected it. So I'm going to sing them another song, and this is how we're communicating. Now, eventually there'll be a time when they can speak to us directly. I'm sure they'll have a way they can do that. So I'm going to sing them another original song. Okay, how many people would like me to sing another song from my father, Commander Obar, for April's family on the ship. I'll sing another song. And what we're doing is we are facilitated communications. If you're not sure what's happening here, we've reconnected with our off-planet parents who are human like we are, tall, and I will sing another song if you wish to hear that. My name is CmdrAleon. I'm from Mars originally. I'm in this human body, but my consciousness is Martian, as well as Christed consciousness within the Ashtar Galactic Command, and fully activated, just so you know. All right, so I will sing another song, and I don't know what this is going to be. Oh, the instrumental version, Alexa, instrumental version of Over the Rainbow.
Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamaka Viva Ole on Amazon Music.
I'm going to sing my own version. I want an instrumental version of this. Alexa, can I have the instrumental version of Over the Rainbow, instrumental?
Here's Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Chill Babies on Amazon Music.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to sing. Give me a moment. Somewhere beyond the earth and beyond our planet now. Somewhere over the galactic rainbow, you'll find someone there. You travel every tar away from the stars you've been told to. And when you get to travel, you see the universe has many colors of the rainbow. Over the galactic rainbow, traveling beyond Earth, you will see so many beautiful star people everywhere. Once up many times a star beyond you. Oh, my Alexa was doing something funny there. Let me retract. Alexa, play Over the Rainbow.
Here's Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamaka Viva.
Okay, I'm going to play a different version of this, but I am singing. I like this version better. Okay.
Alexa just went off in the other room.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking. I just walked in here. That's why I'm unmuted.
Okay, that's really weird. So
I don't know. Let me pause.
They're
Alexa, pause. Whoa.
They're playing. What's happening?
Commander, I was in a whole nother part of my house when that started going off.
Yeah. I'm playing Izzy's song, Over the Rainbow. Over here. Are they playing it over there? What's going on here?
Yes, they were. They were playing something like that. It sounded like it was a complete Hawaiian version of it.
Yeah, it's a Hawaiian version.
Oh my God.
I'm playing it right here.
Well, that's what went across mine.
But see, they're not using my Alexa app.
No,
they
they're
could.
using mine here, and I was in a whole nother part of the house.
Yeah. So I'm playing this song from Izzy, and I'm trying to get my consciousness focused to create a song. Some days are just fun upon a star. We'll travel very, very far, you know. We will be together with our families, reunited in happiness, you'll see. Where over the rainbow, there's a ship waiting for us. Sometime when you open your eyes up, you'll see your family right there, right there. Sun upon a star. You can travel very far if you wish. Oh, when I get to see my family, I will hug them all with my two arms. Oh, I'm there over the rainbow, not too far. I love my cosmic family. I Let's get on the ship right now. Ooh. Okay, Alexa, stop. So that I was trying to sing that song. Okay, that's me. My singing part of this interactive thing. And April the 13th, we will be connecting with one of the ships. I don't know if it's my father's ship, which ship it's going to be. I don't know. I don't know if they could tell you, April, if they have any information they can verbally. You would hear them better than I would if they speak to you, any of the people on the ship. So on April 13th, do we have any, could they tell us now that they're listening, can you give us an indication of what kind of ship it's going to be? Is it going to be a big ship, a little ship? So I'm asking Commander Obar if that's possible. And I'll just, since they're listening right now. We're now connected with them. They're on the ship. We're connected with them right now. So we'll see if April gets any information from them. They might. We're going to do live on TikTok, yes. With the
I'm
Ashtar
sorry, I'm
Command.
laughing because my dog is snoring.
Oh, yeah, I can hear the dog snoring, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
My cat was purring before, and then she went back into sleep.
Oh,
they're playing another song. This is coming from the Ashtar Command. They're playing a song here.
Do you always trust your first initial feeling? Special knowledge holds true. Bears believing. I turned around and the water was closing all around like a glove, like the love that had finally found me. And I knew in the crystalline knowledge of you drove me through the mountain, through the crystal like a clear water fountain, drove me like a magnet to the sea. to the sea. How the faces of love change, turning the pages, and I have changed all but you. You remain ageless. I turned around, and the water was closing all around, like a love that had finally found me. And I knew in the crystalline knowledge of you, drove me through the mountains, through the crystal like a clear water fountain. Drove me like a magnet to the sea, to the sea, to the sea, yeah, to the sea, yeah.
Wow.
You know what was weird, Commander, is when that happened, my dog like was laying down next to me and he lifted his head up and was like looked like he was watching somebody walk to my phone.
Wow. I believe that.
That's
I
so
believe
weird.
I believe one of the space people was there with you, and that song was very beautiful. I want to thank them on the ship, Commander Robar, and also your Commander Father and the others. So whoever selected that song from the ship, thank you. And just to let people know, we're getting together for a very special Ashtar Command event on April the 13th in Connecticut at an apple orchard where one of our ships, our family ships, will be appearing. Um, and we're going to broadcast it on our live. It'll be a special broadcast, and it's going to be. All I know is it's going to be what it is, and I trust in my own understanding of that. Um, and like I am ready, like just as they are communicating, and April has been on the spaceship about 8 times now. I know when I go to sleep tonight, I'm sleeping out here because I'm still healing a little bit, but I'm feeling a lot better. I had over a month ago pulled a leg muscle, and it didn't stop me from doing my mission work and my programming here or anything. But I've been working on myself on self healing, and I just I'm ready to when they're ready, I'm ready to experience what April has experienced, and I thank her because it's helped me understand more, so much more about what that's like. So I'm ready, even if it's tonight. I'm ready to go on my first trip on the spaceship, and I am saying this with full peace and understanding. You know, I'm ready to experience and meet my family. I was taken out of body a little bit this afternoon, a couple times. So I'm at a point where my patience is very, very good. I am completely patient, but I'm also excited. So I'm ready to go on the ship now, just so they know. They know it. They hear me. April hears it. I'm sure my father hears it on the ship, and I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait to meet Gerard. I can't wait to meet all the people that I'm connected with off planet that are my other biological family, And yeah, I'll be on the radio tomorrow morning at WESU FM on my radio show. But I feel that we're all blessed and I feel a sense of purpose to help others. And when we go on the ship, to have that experience that April has had, I'm looking forward to it. And I give thanks to all that I am learning about my parents. And it's definitely, I'm definitely ready. I have no, I have nothing holding me back. You see, I have nothing holding me back. And I plan to take in every moment I have with my cosmic family and to hug them, to give them my love, and to, for the time I get to come on for whether it be a week or a couple of days in beyond Earth time, um, I feel very loved. You know, I don't feel alone.
And you
Never.
are very loved, Commander. When I was on the ship and like when they were showing me the memory crystals, I wish I could like describe the face that your father had when he was watching these crystals with me. Like I think he misses you, but he's been watching over you. But I think he misses having his son around. I don't know how to explain it. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was so
Thank
he
you.
had like that look of being so proud of, like how a father can get that proudness about them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
could see it in his face. You could see that he missed you a lot. And probably can't wait to have you
Yeah.
have you back, working
Yeah.
alongside of him, even though he's watching your human, self. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. You could just tell.
Yeah.
He's really
Like
proud of you.
I know I'm in a populated area, so I know how they would do it. Like you said, they can come through the wall or something.
Yeah.
So he's hearing me. I'm ready, Commander Obar, to go on the ship tonight. I'm ready to
Oh,
go. Oh, they're playing another song. They're playing another song.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you join us and the world will be one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger or brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us
Wow. Well,
Jesus, that one that one pulled the old tears out there.
yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. You know, they the love for my family. I don't talk about it much, but I because this is an Ashtar Command show tonight, I will focus on that because I just really I miss them. I can't. I'm kind of emotional about it. Um, I just that song just hit me for some reason. I miss them. I really do, and I wish they were here. You know, I wish they were here. I wish they were. I wish they could sit down on the couch with me and talk with me right now.
I don't know if you're feeling like this too, and Kit Kat and Johnny, but it's like I'm feeling like I'm like really missing this whole other piece of me.
Yeah,
It's the strangest feeling, but
yeah,
it's like I want so bad to be home. And
yeah.
it's like these little visits, they're just, to me, they're just not long enough, you know. And it's like and then I also feel like this sense of guilt because I want you guys to have these experiences too, you know. And it's hard because I want to just be like, oh my god, you know, it was so great, but then
Right.
I have to be mindful that you guys want to be going through this too, you know. And it's like, and it's like I miss them when I'm not with them, and
Yeah. No, you
it's
do.
hard.
I just feel. Um, I'm just letting my father know that it's okay to come where my location is, and I'll be sleeping here in this room. So if they come, like I said, uh, I'm ready to go on the ship. I am.
Yeah, I know you are, and it's so hard because it's like I'm having these experiences, and I'm coming back giving you the information, but it's nothing like how it is when you're in person, you know. And it's like watching how proud that your father is of you when he speaks of you, and then listening to your brother when he talked about, you know, your guys is how close you guys were, and you know that he's like one of those really proud big brothers, you know. And
Hmm.
it's like you can just feel the love that these beings have for you, and that they've watched over you your whole life. Your whole life they've been watching over you, you know, making sure you were good, you know, in one way or another. It's just,
Hmm.
I don't know, it's amazing.
No.
I can't wait for you guys to share in this, and you know it's going to be spectacular when it happens, you know.
Yeah, and I
Until
also
then, we
and I
have a,
think
oh,
and
go
on the
ahead.
13th of April, um, I think just our being together, all of us at this event in the apple orchard. Like I say, I wish I just know something very beautiful is going to be happening, and it's something that all will remember. Everyone will remember it. Everyone will understand it, and most of all, everyone will be touched all over the world because we're doing this to help people to understand that there's a greater picture, a bigger picture than that which you have been taught on earth, a much bigger picture that you have yet to see, right? The picture is beyond words. I don't think any words could describe the picture more than the visualization of the picture. So you'll have to see the visuals of the picture on the 13th to understand how it will touch every every level of your consciousness, every level of the foundation of who you are. It will touch everyone, you know, and that's why we're here. That's probably the reason why I started my radio show years ago. That's probably the reason why, for unbeknownst to me, that this show that I started here would be a connection point, with a lot of people. And everyone here is loved. Every single person here, you're loved. Remember that. You're all loved. And you're all part of a bigger, grander, greater galactic understanding of life. You know? All of you are. really, in truth.
Tonight's been like a really emotional night. It's like
Yeah,
when they send these messages, and it's like, and for those of you who don't know, I have this other phone that they utilize when they feel like it, and I allow them to, and they've been doing this for months. Whether it be to speak across or to play music across or to do whatever. I'm not doing that. I'm not choosing these songs. I promise you, I'm not. They choose whatever songs they want. I'm
yeah,
sitting away from my phone. It is plugged into a wall, because they have a bad habit of draining the energy out of my phone. But I think I'm gonna have to get another battery for it at this point.
yeah.
But
Basically,
yeah, so but they have, even during our lives they have interrupted communication, so you guys know this isn't something I'm tricking or something I'm
right,
playing or something that I'm choosing. This is like really happening and you guys are
right.
here witnessing it.
And Alicia has stated when they play the music, it's the phone's in another space.
Yes.
We don't. We're not playing the music at all. The space people from the Ashtar Command are choosing the music, which is the message that they wish to portray through the music to everybody that's watching the program here.
And those of
So
you who follow me live on my lives, you guys have witnessed like my Alexa going off and my phone going off and just randomly doing whatever it feels like doing when they're trying to communicate. They do this all the
mm,
time.
yeah,
To say they always have a message to come across, but they do it in specific ways, and kind of have to figure it out sometimes, but they always have a message when they're doing this.
yeah. So it's pretty amazing what we're going through. It's now after like 1 o'clock in the morning. Um, and I think we're gonna, kind of just last minute gifting. I want people to gift Friends with Furry to help. How are you doing on that, by the way? Are you getting enough funds to get down in April to Connecticut?
It's slow, but we're getting there. I haven't done any lives in the last few days because I was helping my friend and her daughter, but
Well, since you're here with me now, I want every single person to help April, needs to be here with us on April 13th. So I need everybody to not only friend her, become friends with her, but also do a TikTok donation to her right now. That's the kind of person I am as host of the show because it's important that she's there. She's supposed to be there. So we need to get people to, you can do TikTok gifting of anything, roses, whatever you want. You have the gifting of TikTok coins. Please, send her some stuff. Thank you, Psychic Kim. But send some stuff. Everyone send some stuff to Friends with Furries so she
thank
can
you
get down
guys.
here. It's really, really important, and it's just like,
It's the energy of our group that is is like because we our energy is crazy together when we are on these lives together, but when we are in person I can't even imagine what it's going
right.
to be like, how strong that energy is going to be. And our space families have promised that they're going to, Commander Robar specifically has promised that they are going to do something for the commander, but we all need to be together, and
You have to be
it's
together.
important. We're just trying to raise enough money to get down there because it's I take care of me and my daughter and my granddaughter, and I'm the only income in my house, so I don't have a ton of money. I can
Right.
pay my bills, but it's just a trip like this I just can't do by
and
myself.
she's
So
and she's and she's not a rich person, and so that's why I want people. Neither am I. Just to let you know, we're all working people, and we go day to day taking care of our families too on an earth level. So please help her. Really, everybody help her raise the money.
thank you guys.
Really, it's so important to me, and I support it. That's why, luckily, TikTok allows that to occur. And for me on my show, I want her to be blessed with enough funds to get down here. She has to be here. Kit Kat has to be here. Johnny from New Jersey has to be with us. There's something about the four of us being together in one location physically. It's so important. You don't even maybe understand yet, but they want us all to be together, all of us.
And
You know,
it's gonna be amazing. And yes, I'm bringing my gumbo, James. If you're still around, I'm bringing my cream cheese gumbo.
yeah, you know. Of, oh, And
Oh,
Faye, now
that's
you get
cool.
some interesting gifts. Thank you, everyone, for gifting
Thank
Friends with
you.
Fairies.
Oh, they know
See?
I love jellyfish. Thank you.
So
Thank
when
you
you
for
get
the
off tonight,
blessings.
April, when you get off tonight, check your balance. It should be a lot higher than it was before.
I hope so.
You know.
Trying to get me and my daughter to be able to go down to do this, and
Yep. And that'd be great. Your daughter knows what's happening, so that'd be
yes,
beautiful.
she's right
And
here.
that's,
She's actually really excited.
oh, she's excited. Oh, good. We're glad to have her. Hello, daughter. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to
Uh,
meet you.
oh, good, good. So you know about your mom's experiences on the ship, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And have you seen the ships yourself too?
My eye's not really open as much as I would like it to be.
Okay.
I do see stuff here and there, but not as much as my
Hmm.
mom does.
Well, you'll get there. So there's no rush. You'll get there.
But she does see Mikey and all them up in the mountains. She
Oh, she
does see
does.
them.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's an every night thing. Mikey's
Oh,
always there.
beautiful. Well, if you see Mikey, then you're doing good. If you see Mikey and all the others, you're open. You're very open cosmically to the family of space people too.
No, this is my
And
daughter that the Ashtar Command saved her life when that snowstorm was going on.
oh yeah, I remember I saw you in the car.
Yeah.
That's amazing. They saved you. That's very beautiful. You
Yeah, I
know.
mean that was a whole crazy experience, and got the whole thing on video. That was funny though, because we were actually talking about it because we had caught in a fairy had actually pulled a piece of her hair up, and she was like, "Mom," and I was like, she hit the video by accident, and I was video conferencing with her on the while she was driving, and she had her phone on the thing that holds it on the dashboard. So I'm watching her, and I'm watching this piece of hair like fly up, and she's like pulling her hair down.
Oh my
She's like,
gosh.
stop it. She's like, Mom, tell your friends to stop pulling my hair. And and I was laughing at her, and I was like, well, I said, they're probably just playing with you, trying to lighten up the mood because of everything that just happened. And she's like, well, knock it off before I karate chop you. And you hear this little voice in the background go, no. I got it all on video. That was
See,
cute.
it's a very beautiful thing. So we're getting up to about near 1:30. I think we've had a great show tonight. I want to thank all the viewers out there, all my friends all over the world who are watching. You've been great, a great audience. If you're new to the show, welcome. Um, and we will do interviews with people tomorrow night on Sunday night on my show. We'll definitely do interviews, and that's so. Tonight was part 2 of our Ashtar Command contact series, and you heard the music that our space family played on her other phone. So I hope you enjoyed it. Friday night, next Friday, we'll have another contact series of the Ashtar Command. That will be Friday at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You can listen to my radio show tomorrow morning. It's called Ashtar Command Radio on WESUFM.org, NPR Pacific Radio. Alicia says it was so touching. Thank you, April and Commander. You're welcome.
You're welcome, Alicia. I didn't have anything. I just brought the phone.
All she did is bring the phone, and the command used the phone to play some music. We're going to give it over to the Ashtar Command, Commander Robar, who hears me. We're going to let them, choose a good night song as I'm fading a little bit. So we'll pass it over and see if they want to play one more song for all the Earth people here, a messaging song of their own choosing. I want to thank the Ashtar Command on the ships, my brothers and sisters, my mother and father, and everyone on the ships. I miss you so much, and I look forward to soon meeting with you. And as April has, going on the spaceship to meet you. So we'll turn it over to them and see what they want to message, what last song they want to play, if they do. And we're giving them time to select a song. My cat came in. I think Missy wants to hear a song too. She just came in as soon as I requested a song from off planet from our space family. Missy, you want to hear a song too?
Red roses too, I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They're like much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Commander,
Thank you.
that one actually played a video with it, and it showed a like a sea of stars, and then it showed a heart of stars.
Really?
Yes, that was really beautiful.
Oh, wow, that was beautiful. I want to thank Commander Robar, my parents on the ship, your parents, that we love you. Thank you for that song to end our night. The songs were played not by April. It was played on her other phone and selected by our cosmic family on the spaceship. So I'm fading out here. I'm going to go off planet most likely in my dream state, and who knows. But I did put out there that I'm ready for contact tonight, and my cat's here, and I hope she goes. I'm hoping she goes to sleep, because else I won't be able to go to sleep if she's meowing all night. But she's meowing, and she's standing right near the outside door that goes to our porch. She's hanging out here. And no, Missy, you're not going out at 1:30 in the morning. She probably needs some treats. I'll give her some treats.
Commander's the kitty's human. It's not
Yes.
his cat. It's the commander's his human. he runs the joint.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody. April, thank you for all the work you're doing. You have many friends out there in the world, and everybody loves you. And I love what you're doing, and we support you 1,000%. And you will raise the money to get down here. You'll have the money before that weekend comes up.
I hope so.
Missy's saying Mal, so she's agreeing.
Saying right now.
Yeah, she's saying right now, Mal.
All right, everybody. You guys have a wonderful night. I love all.
Yeah, everybody. We love you all. This has been Encounters, the late night edition, part 2 of Ashtar Command and our contact series, which is through music messaging. And I want to say goodnight to Commander Robar, my mother on the ship, my brother Jared, and sisters. And I want to thank you all for being here. Everyone, have a great night. The people on the ship, have a great, I would say great night or day. Have a great, just have a good time on the ship. We'll see you soon, or you'll see me soon, or you'll contact me soon, or you'll come here tonight. Whatever happens. Soon. Anyway, we'll catch you all later. I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. Let me just do this.